Yeah, we find her, the beautiful girl we've been missing. We wanna have her kissing. We find her, now we in love. Say go so, the remix.
DMB, Tux Bites, remix.
Now if I had to lose you like a bad phone connection, I'd change my game to get a better reception. Sit back, let's start this interaction. Don't fight the feelings, just a chain reaction. Your heart won't give you the wrong instructions. Like my GPS, yes I got the right direction. We gotta merge together like a road intersection. Last stop is gonna be my love and affection. I ain't like the mother dudes, they wanna call you shorty, but I'ma call you a beautiful girl. I took your picture home, my mama saw it, she's a very, very beautiful girl. I wanna put you in my video, cause you're so beautiful. You're a beautiful girl. So when you hear us on your radio, turn up your stereo. It's beautiful girl.
Gotta find a shorty, what's worth of a lady. It's nice but maybe doesn't look like 40. It's taking a little time. I wasn't seeing no signs, any traces of my baby. Who's gonna be my baby? But I thought I'm gonna take my time. Within it took a long fine eye. I saw a shorty passing by. She's got this very pretty smile. It was right at the bus station. I tried to make a conversation, holding her arms, feeling so tough. I felt the sensation. It's been a while that I've been trying to find a beautiful girl. Now I realize I found me a beautiful girl. She's a model, she's so fine. I just wanna take it by. Beautiful girl. Sparkling eyes are killing it tight. I found me a beautiful girl.
My wish came true when I saw you, girl. God must have blessed me with your beauty, girl. Looking so right from your head to your toe. Shaped like a Coke bottle with a smile of a queen. My queen to be, you my destiny. Got a body of a goddess with your beauty. I'm impressed and I'm never in distress. Come on over and be mine. Been searching for a man and now all the cats keep looking to mine. With a sexy walk and a sexy talk, she must be from your planet called the sexy world. I know I ain't tripping, better yet I'm thinking put a ring on the finger, we look good together. Take your place in my heart with your beauty. I'ma say that I'll never turn away. Who would think I'm in love?
So the way she smiles at me just really makes me weak. The way she speaks to me just really make me go so weak. Keep staring in her eyebrows. All I kept on saying is wow. Your beauty shines and breeze at night. All I really want in my life. Oh yeah. It's been a while that I've been trying to find a beautiful girl. Fine brown eyes. I found me a beautiful girl. She's my model, she's so fine. I just wanna take it. Beautiful girl. Sparkling eyes, killing tight. I found me a beautiful girl. Yeah, beautiful girl. Beautiful girl, yeah. Beautiful girl.
Damn. Money. You seen her? Hot Ice. Have you seen her? LP. Have you seen her? I'ma go over to Tux Bites. I know you've probably seen her. He has a lot of beautiful girls with him. Tux, it's DMB, baby. Look.
Beautiful.
I look for a while, but I can't seem to find a beautiful girl so I can make her mine. Time after time I've been searching for a while, but every girl I meet never seems worthwhile. What can I do? I pray to God for an answer. I feel pains in my heart like cancer, and when I find her, I'm gonna romance her. Lace several presents and gifts, call me Santa Claus. I make a heartbeat pause. That's my girl, homeboy, not yours. The girl of my dreams, she's more than I ever thought. Show me ass and picture, I I think I'm getting punked. She's what I really want, so I'm a go-getter. Since I'm a go-getter, you know I'm gon' get her. And I will give her the world. Anything for my beautiful girl.
Psych. Ooh, it's been a while that I've been trying to find a beautiful girl. Fine, brown eyes. I found me a beautiful girl. She's my model, she's so fine. I just wanna take it. Beautiful girl. Sparkling eyes, killing time. I found a beautiful girl.
Girl, it's your love that I've been missing. I miss all your hugs, your touching and kissing. Make love on the floor, the couch in the kitchen. One love enough, we done enough.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen of Prestige on a day? Welcome. As you're coming in, do me a favor, hit the like button. We're missing about 12 likes already. Thank you so much. Hit the like button. Thank you. Let me come to the chat. Let me come and say hello really quickly. Hey, D was here much earlier. Says my cute little koala gets straight bullets. Sigh. All because of a person we shall not mention their name, not yet at least. Chinye, how you there? Welcome. Good to see you. Life would not to say is I'm driving. That's good. Drive safe. All right, D is here too. Good to see you, D. Good to see you. All right, let's talk about this today. Can you guys hear me clearly? You can hear me, right? Let's hope so. Let me check. Oh, yes. We can hear ourselves. That's good to know. All right, let's see here. Open file. Yes, we're going to have a good time today. We're talking about the koala. All right, but we're not going to spend long. Okay, we're not going to spend long. We just got a few lessons to get through. We're not going to get through them. I don't have multiple stories. They're all kind of connected, similar stories. Okay, and yes, now Auntie B, you didn't know. Auntie B, welcome. Good to see you. Yes. That's a song I did in 2000. That remix is 2006. The original song was 2002 or so. It's a long time. That song was basically a long time ago, before I met Lola, actually. But yes, that's me. Welcome. Good to see you. Film Girl is here. Film Girl, where have you been? Hello. Yes, D, my G. Welcome. That's awesome. All right, so let's do this. A couple of things I wanted to make sure we do today. So the first thing is that there's a couple of segments in that show with Auntie B yesterday. I'm gonna reference Brother Bio's segment. I'm gonna reference Unwa Mommy's segment. I'm gonna reference the short little submission I made. Then we're gonna get into the koala bear segment, and then I want to go through some of the comments on that live video right after the fact. After the stream, there were some comments there as well. And then somebody left a comment here. So today is kind of like comment reaction. I will drop the link in a little bit so we can talk about it a little bit. If you guys want to come up today, today's the day. Let me share this. There you go. Yep, today we're talking about this. Let's see what's going on here. Yep. So welcome. She says school. Oh, so you've been in school. That's good to see you. Auntie B, she ain't jealous. What's going on? She says school. Film girl didn't dump you. School is good. Anyway, yes. So today we're talking about the koala bear. Is going to be interested. Today's title: Koala bear doubles down on registered nurses stigma. Yeah, the first thing I should do is play the video we're talking about, which is the video of this man who basically threw his wife completely under the bus. We're going to be talking about that, but so it's very important that we talk about that so we can have an idea of what the backstory was. Yes, again, my name is Ola. I don't think I did that yet. Let's do some house cleaning. My name is Ola. I'm coming to you live from my Empire Pro Studios. This is Men of Prestige. Over here on Men of Prestige, we talk about relationships. We talk about self, power, social, emotional intelligence, seduction, and attraction. These are stuff we cover here. Okay, and you can download Lola and I's books for free. You can also book a coaching session over there, loveandprestige.com. You can decide to let me just notify you instead of counting on YouTube. Okay, shout out to YouTube, but their notification thing is based on too many factors. So if you want to be sure of notification, just go to lolaandola.com/WhatsApp, or you can send a text to this number right here. It's a US number, a WhatsApp text only. Okay, and then you'll be taken into the group where you can get notified, and then we can also chat behind the scenes with me. Yeah, shout out to Chinye, not to even Film Girl. We're just talking back there. All right, so that's what we're here to do. So today we're going to be talking about the koala bear doubling down. Okay, and I see a few people commenting on the group on the videos as we're talking today. Shay, if you're here live, I will be referencing your comment if we have some time today. Shout out to you, Shay. All right, and don't be jealous. No, today is not marathon. Today is 2 hours. Today is 2 hours, I promise. Okay, hopefully. All right, hopefully. Hopefully. All right, that's all I can say. Hopefully. All right. But I do have some things to do after the show, so I plan to keep it at around 2 hours. All right, so the first video that I want us to reference today is the original video of what we're talking about, the registered nurse thing. That's originally where it came from. I wasn't able to give all the points I wanted to make yesterday because the show took a turn, which is a good thing. I like when a show takes a turn of its own. It tells us we're having a good conversation. It tells us that more people will learn from the conversation. Okay, I don't like to keep it in one. I like to, if the show takes a turn, it takes a turn. It is what it is, you know. That means it's going in the direction that it wants to go, and that's a good thing. Okay, so with that being said, this is the video right here. Is the first thing I want us to cover today. What a lady is titled "What a Lady Did to Her Husband in the U.S." Yeah, that's what it's titled. What a lady did to her husband in the U.S. All right. So the words on the street is that men don't collect woto left and right from their spouses in the U.S., especially their RNs.
Sorry.
Man, they suffer. That's what they're saying. They say, man, they suffer. I think everyone is suffering these days when it comes to relationships, marriage, dating is a cesspool. People are struggling. That's the bottom line. That's what it looks like. That's what it's looking like. People are suffering, you know. But but this is going to be awesome. This is going to be awesome, I promise, okay? It's going to be awesome because it involves you all's conversation. So I'm just responding as I deem fit, you know. So anytime a conversation is engaging this way, we have to see it all the way through the end, you know. So, and thanks to Antabi for being such an awesome platform where we can take a conversation and completely flip it around and turn it into even so much more lessons. All right, so this lady right here, the husband decided to come on and put her on a blast all over the internet. I don't think we've heard from her yet. But we shall see. Let me play it and let's get to it.
This is my story. Oh.
This is my story.
The question I want to ask is, has this registered nurse,
You want to ask a question. Do you think you want to ask a question? Or it's going to make a conclusion, right? You see, when they start like, I want to ask a question, there's a good chance they're not going to ask a question, right? But let's see. I already know you didn't ask a question, but let's see if you ask a question.
nursing become a curse? This registered nurse, nursing become a curse for Nigerians that live in the United States.
For Nigerians in the United States,
Here's my experience.
I'm not sure.
I've only been hearing of these stories of RN becoming lions after they get their RN degrees.
Becoming lions.
But it's another ballgame altogether.
Let's be honest. When a man gets to a place where he's calling you a lion, is it safe to say that this man don't collect what?
Sorry, yo.
Is it say we can safely say that you didn't mean to, but he's frustrated. Whatever is going on, he's frustrated, right? We can safely say that, right?
When you actually experience it. Yes, I've experienced this registered nursing BS in the United States. This picture showing.
At least he's saying it's his experience. At the very minimum, he's at least saying it's his experience. Yeah?
Marina Tusiri was my wife. We actually came from Nigeria together.
Sorry, yo.
We are both successful. She's successful in her job. I'm successful also in my own job. We both make good money.
Sorry, yo.
So, we had a home together. A home in Southern California that is worth over maybe 1.2 million current value. So sometime in 2021, we decided that we should take equity line of credit. So we took out about 232,000 US dollars. 232,000 US dollars.
That's a lot of
We wanted to
money.
use this money for our children's education and some other things that we need to take care of. Now, as soon as this woman, Maureen Atuseri, as soon as this money got into her account, this woman now changed. She started spending the money all by herself.
So I think it's safe also to say that money can change people. Yes, money can change people. But there's context here. There's context, right? There's context that we need to assess. Did money change her, or she is already changed? She was just pretending. Was she waiting for this moment? Okay, she wasn't pretending. Was there other things going on in that marriage before we got to this space? That's important, right? There's a chance, right? There are other things that are going on, right? There are some exceptions where nothing was going on. Money just changed this person. Money just changed a person.
Telling people that she's the one that paid the mortgage
Cap.
and the mortgage.
Money only multiplies who you are already.
She's the one that did the down payment, that I don't contribute anything into the living. Yes, she's decided to spend the money. So when I requested for my own share of the money, things got very bad. This woman actually
Wait.
telling people that she's the one that paid the mortgage and the mortgage. She's the one that did the down payment, that I don't contribute anything into the
That's what she's telling people. That's his accusation.
living. Yes, she's decided to spend the money. So when I requested for my own share of the money, things
So it's safe to say he's asking for his own share because she's spending the money anyhow. That's his allegations.
got very bad. This woman actually called police on me and told the police that I threatened to kill her. Well, of course, that was a lie. Just so you know, just like I said, I earn my money. I'm a six-figure person, and then I contribute 50-50 to the house. But this lady,
Anytime I hear somebody try to make a point out of they earn six figure, for me, I'm being honest with you, this is how I interpret it. It's not an objective thing, just the way I interpret it. Once somebody feels the need to put in to stress the idea that they make six figure, especially when they're talking about money, it kills the credibility of the story for me a little bit. Okay, I'm not saying they're lying, but it snatches away from the credibility of the story, because even when you listen to that part,
that was a lie. And told the police that I threatened to kill her. Well, of course, that was a lie. Just so you know, just like I said,
it's always a lie until we find this news in the news, until we find these stories in the news of people deleting each other. It's always a lie, right? But hey, I'm not saying it's lying, no. I'm just saying it's always a lie until we see the reality of things. Some people don't even have to say it out. So unfortunately, the police, when they see certain behaviors, certain irrational behavior and things like that, they just won't take the chances. If there's irrational behavior coming from your side, from her side, they're just gonna have to play safe, which is lock you up for, especially if it's a weekend. They'll rather just lock you up, and then they will, we'll figure it out on Monday morning, right? If you are actually going to do it or not. In which case, time would have passed. You would have the chance to calm down, and this is why they do that. Oftentimes, it makes sense that it feels unfair, right? But this is not a game of fairness. I keep telling you now, it's not a game of fairness. You need to understand that no one's trying to play fair when you find yourself in this funk, okay? You're not trying to play fair either. You're calling it fair because it sounds better, it makes you feel better than yourself. But the reality is that you're in an active competition with the person that once upon a time you loved each other.
I earn my money. I'm a six-figure person, and then I contribute 50-50 to the house. But this lady...
Yeah, that wasn't relevant. What's the relevance of the...
Took our money, started spending the house. But this lady just wanted to frustrate me.
Just wanted to frustrate you. Nothing else happened.
Just wanted to frustrate me. And then I contribute 50-50 to the house.
There's no such thing as 50-50. It's completely unrealistic that it was exactly 50-50. At the very minimum, it's either 51-49 or 48-52 or 42-43. It's something that's not balanced like that. And who's going to tell us the truth by it? Right? It's clearly not him, right?
But this lady just wanted to frustrate me.
Yeah, right. Cap.
Took our money, started spending it, and dictating how she wanted to live. Now, here's my evidence of being taken to jail. So, so she lied to police. If you look at this code right here, 422 PC, that is police code that says you threaten. In America, you cannot threaten to kill somebody. So that's the booking number. And
the reality is that a lot of people threaten themselves all the time, okay? If the police catch you and it matches up with a bunch of irrational behavior, or God helps you, somebody already broke a finger or something, you will be going away that day, okay? We will sort it out later. You know how Yoruba people say, now lie. A lot of people find themselves in this predicament, and I think it's fair. Okay, if the police deem it fit to take you away, it's fair. It is better than to self-delete yourselves before the end of the weekend or before the overnight. Okay, That's why they make such decisions. You're right. They don't see everything. You're right. It feels unfair, but it is what it is. It is what it is.
And that is with, so they wanted me to appear in court in Bellflower Judicial District. So that's the booking number. I have to pay, so that's the bail money right there.
How
But
much?
they have to make me pay, I think 10% of that. So I paid about $5,000 for me to get out of jail.
Just for being...
Well, it's very sad. It's very sad.
It is sad.
I don't know
$5,000.
how we got to this extent.
Well,
the story,
we can guess. We haven't, I know on our TV show, a lot of people wanted to hear the other side of the story. I know how you feel, okay? Let's hear the other side of the story. Before what? Before you judge, we're not judging, okay? This is where you miss it. We're not judging, okay? We don't know those people. In fact, the only thing we know is the name of his own ex-wife that he decided to put out there. Completely a sign of lack of self-respect, okay? I don't care if your ex-wife forever years ago. You don't put your family out there like that, especially if they're the mother of your kids. That's a big sign of lack of self-respect, okay? So that's a big deal to pay attention. We know that part. No, we're not judging. However, we're going to make up our own opinion from you putting your own stories out there like that, okay? We're going to have our own perspective of how things work. And the good news is that people have a chance to respond, to engage me on this platform with their own opinion and stuff, like just opinions. We don't have power to judge like that. No.
went like this. So you can see the evidence that the case was actually discharged by the district attorney. You can see that.
That's good.
DA reject.
Good
And you
for
know why
you.
they rejected the case?
Why? Tell us.
Because they discovered that this woman lied. Okay, so that's the charge number.
They discovered she lied.
Okay, so that's the charge number. Lied.
Yeah. They discovered she lied. Yeah, I don't believe that. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Stop the cap.
I don't believe that. Okay. I just don't believe it, right? But there's a lot of cases like this that get dismissed all the time. Really, all they want is that you guys calm down, okay? But you obviously will continue to tell the story. You go and tell everybody else so that they can think all wives act this way. Obviously, your wife acted that way. But there are also backstories to it. There's a good chance we will never hear if she doesn't come and tell us, right? But there's more to the story is the point.
Okay, so that's the charge number 422 PC. Okay, saying that I threatened to kill her. So all her efforts is to get me to jail, get me in prison so that
She just woke up one day, she's been a beautiful wife, and then suddenly it aligns with the fact that she's a registered nurse and she decided to get you to jail. Nothing else. Oh, it was the $230,000. Oh, that part. Yeah, okay.
she can keep the house to herself and then spend the money.
the house to
I've
herself, spend
moved
the
out
money.
of the house. I've rented.
You just extracted $230,000 out of that house. Yeah, that's a debt against the house. That means somebody's still responsible for paying the mortgage on the house on an ongoing basis. But yet you said that like it's just an outright keep the house to herself. Is she going to keep the house to herself and the mortgage will pay itself? I mean, you'll be paying the mortgage. Again, where's the rest of this story?
In an apartment that I'm living, but out of the house. I've moved out of the house.
You moved
I've
out of the
rented an
house?
apartment that I'm living, but I just want the world to see that we Nigerians, men, are
Men
going
in
through a
particular.
lot in the hands of these registered nurses.
Just registered
When you
nurse.
see this
So
woman, please.
if you are not a registered nurse, you are free to go. Okay, that's what he's saying right now. If you're not a registered nurse, you're basically free to go. If you're not a registered nurse, you are free to go. Now, real juju.
Not be juju be that.
Yeah. But we're trying to keep this under 2 hours. We are. I promise it. I'm trying. Let's see. Oh, Lord. Let's continue the video.
Please beware of her. Maureen Atuseri. She's an Urobo.
Beware of her. Don't marry her.
Agbaro,
What's Agbaro? Is that Agbaro?
Delta State.
Oh, Agbaro. That's a tribe, right?
She's dangerous. She's fastidious. She actually went telling my children when I requested my children come to spend the night in my own apartment. She told them that they should not come to my place because I will rape them. That was what this woman told my own children that I changed their diapers. We're going through a lot.
I
I can't say more than this, but the question remains.
We're going through a lot.
The question remains.
What's the question?
Is this RN thing a curse for Nigerians?
Oh,
You'll be the one to answer that
he
question.
actually asked a question. See, that's why it's not good to prejudge people. Is the RN thing a curse? He actually asked a question, right? Can't make this shit up, right? Why would he mention her name? I hope he's not going to be sued for defamation. Their issues are bigger than that. I do not understand why you should put your wife, Abi, ex-wife, the mother of your children, on the full blast. Lot to her now, how you dey? Shout out to you, Solum Kolia, breast cancer. Good to see. I don't think I've seen that name here before. You did something, that's why she's called the police. Wahala. No, forget 6 figure can be 100 and no, that's too much. $100,000 and $1. That's $1,000 over. Once it's 6 figure is $100,000, literally. If it's 1 cent over, you are multiple 6 figure already. Leave that thing. The rest is story. Yeah, his goal was to shame this woman, but he's shaming himself. Exactly. This is shaming tactic. It doesn't work. It only gets worse. If you use shaming tactic, it will only get worse, especially if we're talking about your personal life. If you are just creating content using shaming tactic, no big deal. You are shaming. You know, you will grow a fantastic platform because there will be more than enough people that will enjoy you shaming other people, right? Yep. She woke up one day and decided, oh, I need to frustrate this man. This is how the rest of we never get the rest of the story. Never. Now I have heard the full story. I joined Auntie B's show about 2 hours in, and so I was behind. Oh, you were? Hey, Onibe, good to see you, Onibe. Good to see you. Let's see. We have any person over talking, complaining about money in the home is a huge red flag to a lot of shady things. Yep. Yeah, he's giving us even less than his own side of the story. Well, his side of the story, I guess we can safely say that. Olameka asked question, this equity no be free money, Abi? Well, it's either money you've donated into that house before in the past, because you can own a house free and clear and pull the equity out of it. But yeah, in America in general, nothing is free. They took the loan against their house. The house is now becoming a collateral all over again. Okay, so they have to pay that loan back. Yeah, precisely. So it's a home. What do you call it? HE home equity loan. Home something like that. Home equity something. But it's the equity is your money before, it's your ownership in the house. You're borrowing money against it. You're pulling cash out. So yes, you will have to keep paying that back, basically. And oftentimes people have to pay more. It doesn't have to be paying more. It depends on how much equity you have in there. It also depends on the interest rate that loan is coming back at. You know, it's a sign that this man is probably difficult to be in a relationship with. Yeah, it's giving a lot. It's giving a lot, right? But we're here for KOALA, because Auntie B has done justice to this topic yesterday, right? Much more than we need to worry about, right? I understand some people want to hear the other side of the story. Unfortunately, the way I operate, I guess that's unfortunate, is that I address the person that's complaining. I don't worry about the other side of the story because they haven't told me their own side of the story. And particularly, I pay attention to how their own power that they are disengaged from, right? Because when a person is complaining like this, clearly they're complaining they are the victim, right? There's more than enough people that would tell them they are the victim. This is how they have been victimized. There's more than enough platform. How the other person is wrong. There's always going to be more than enough people. We have less people that are willing to say, let's look at your story closely. These are things you could have done a little bit better. These are things you could have done a little bit differently, right? Let's start with the fact that you put your wife's, the mother of your kid's name out there. Let's start with that, okay? Let's start with that first. Is this how you behave inside of the marriage? Completely irrational, not thinking things through before you do it? Actively trying to throw the other person under the bus? No self-accountability whatsoever? If you did this, yes, the chances that you will end up in this predicament is like up there. I'm not saying that's why you ended up there because I'm not a judge. I'm just saying, based off of what I've seen, which is just your side of the story, you could have done a little bit better. So how would I know the story if I didn't tell it? There will be more than enough people that will move mad, that will tell me more stories. You don't have to worry about, it doesn't have to be your story, okay? Well, there's more than enough people that will move mad like this, right? But it's your story now, but you put your wife's name out there like that, and you forgot to tell us your own name? Yeah, it's not looking good. This is the part people say, you just busy shitting on the man. Koala Bear told us we were shitting on the man. It wasn't balanced. My dude, I really want to say nigger, but that's not nice. This is not a court of law, okay? We're having our own opinion based on what we can see, okay? And yes, over here, when you tell me your story, I don't want to use your story to shame you, but I want to point out things you could have done a little better because there's always something. Okay, because everybody else will have other things that they can share with you, how the other person is guilty without listening to the other side of the story. But over here, we think it's better that we pay attention to your own power, not people we can't really control, right? Don't call me Leno, but I know what I'm trying to say, right? Very, very important, right? So, if they discover she lied, why is she not being behind the bars? Well, usually, let's be fair, ladies. Let's be fair. Once you go to jail for getting into altercation with your wife, you went to jail because it's a way for them to calm things down, especially if there are threats flying around or somebody claimed they were threatened. Okay, you're not going to jail because you're being found guilty. You're going to go to jail because they want to calm the situation down and they can't trust leaving you out there. That's the point. Okay, and usually that won't be on your record. You know. Let me see here. All right, let's do this. All right, let's do this. Apparently, they're telling us that, let's see, I hope I don't. What happened? Feature unavailable. Oh, we can't stream to Facebook right now. Anyway, after all, we have it popping. Shout out to all 67 of you watching live. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good to see you. Anyway, I just dropped the link. Let's pin that to the top. There you go. So let's see if I miss this. He's a bitter man, jealous of the woman's success period. Well, this woman is not successful right now. Okay, when you find yourself in a split in a family setting, no, in fact, it's not only the man that's collecting. This is one of his problems that he's disconnecting from. It's not only him that's collecting. The woman is also collecting. Abi, you want to wake up one day and your ex-husband has put your name all over the internet. Are you not collecting stray bullets, right? What about the children?
Sorry, yo.
Yeah. So there's quite a disconnect there. You know, there's a massive disconnect there, and yeah, he's dragging his whole family through the mud. That's nobody gets away with this, you know. But let's do this. I want to go to let's see. Where did she go? Where did Honeybee go? What the next thing I want to go to right now is we've reviewed. That's the backstory. We wanted to make sure we get through that backstory before we move on forward, right? But I want to get to BO's segment. Okay, let's get to BO's segment, and then let's talk about it, because I think it's important that because BO was. BO just collects
before we were using Monday.com. Our team
yesterday. I think his point was what was being referenced as he was being biased and stuff like that. I thought we should go through that before we continue. All right. Shout out to Auntie B. She was looking awesome yesterday. So let's just play that, and then
for the opportunity to speak on this issue. But first of all, I want to disagree a little about the empathy for the guy. Yes, my reason. Yeah, let me give you my reason why I said so. Okay. Naturally, I would want to look deeply towards the side of the guy. But analyzing that video, it shows two things. If you are bold enough to destroy somebody, you should be bold enough to bring out your chest.
Yeah, shout out to Koala Bear. He did say he was a coward. Okay, they agree on this point, right? Why are you putting the face of your ex-wife out there and you don't put your face? Shout out to Koala Bear for that. He did say that. Okay. Bolabio said empathy. No, I think we should always engage empathy in order to address a situation properly. Just in case, because it could be a blind spot, right? Just to put yourself in the shoe. Like if you're a man, right? And one day you woke up, the way he told the story, you woke up, a woman decided to just be wicked. I'm laughing because I don't believe that, right? Just decided to be wicked, and then the next thing, but people can feel this way. They would completely disconnect from the reality and literally narrate the story, and they told themselves they believe the story they're telling themselves, and they truly believe that. Right? They've convinced themselves that it's the truth, right? That's why you hear them say, it's the truth, it's the truth. But they're lying, right? So a little empathy there will still be necessary, but Abio, be nice. Come on.
Okay. Right. So this is someone that is the mother of your kids, whom you claim you love. Okay? If you are hurting and you are feeling bad, or you are feeling being treated unfairly, and you think that the best way to go is to display your children's mother's picture, calling her hard and warning people and
to stay away from her.
Yes, and destroying her image. It shows that.
So wait, is this the part where we're shitting on him? He literally put his own family out there. That's shitting on him. Okay, let me continue. Let me be patient. I try to be patient.
You will be the kind of person that can go to any length to harm that woman. So
yeah, if you could do that, literally her reputation, her face, her name out there. Is it possible you could hurt this woman? Maybe. Is it possible? Maybe. No, but it's not that deep. It's just the name she put out there. He put out there. No, but Abio is right. You will go to any length to hurt this woman, literally, including hurting yourself. If you could go as far as hurting yourself, because again, like I said, this is a sign of lack of self-respect. If you could go that far to hurt yourself, your children, in order to hurt this woman, you do anything. Are we shitting on him, Koala Bear? Is this the part where we're biased, or he put himself out here like this?
With that being said, even if that is what he chose to do, for instance, it would have not been a problem if he himself was bold enough to come out and said, I am doing this. Do you understand my point?
Yeah.
So
no, Cap, it would have still been a problem. But at least we won't see it. We won't see him as a coward, because even Koala Bear agreed to that. It won't be a situation where the first thing we see is like, what a coward, right? You know, some of us say, no, this is a coward behavior. No, let's listen to the other side of the story. No, let's first of all agree that this is a coward of a man, right? Give some benefit of the doubt. Maybe they cut the video. They cut the video and took it out of context. Really? Yeah, right.
These nuts.
Nah. No. That's not what happened.
Continue.
Okay, Mama. Okay, let's continue.
I want to say that is the reason why I would really, because my submission will really not show empathy concerning him, because I just want to put that
in the comment section. But you know why I was talking about empathy? Because
they are not agreeing with me.
No, they are agreeing with
Okay.
you. About you.
So shout out to Atibi. She actually started by saying, "Well, please have some empathy for this man if you are going to make a submission." She was trying. Atibi, you don't have to try with these people. You just do your thing and you're good already. Okay? Because no matter what you do, it's never good enough. I don't know if you've noticed. Okay? That's why she said the empathy thing. Like, add some empathy, right? Listen, it won't work. I think people should have empathy. I think we should have empathy. Okay, it won't work. In fact, if you have too much empathy, they won't engage the story. They won't learn the lesson we need them to learn. Okay, so how we see it is what we need to say. Okay, and we need all of those different perspectives and views, and that's what makes the conversation even better. But she was trying. She was trying to say, she started that story with that. Yet, Koala Bear came on stage to say they were busy shitting on the guy.
Having empathy. They are. A lot of people in the comment section are agreeing with you. But you know why I spoke about empathy?
Mm-hmm.
Because at the end of the day, we are humans. He's a human being. He's in pain. And
I agree.
So he deserves empathy. But I mean, empathy, we're not here to discuss empathy.
Yes.
You know why I want you to discuss?
That's true.
I really want you, B.O., as a man.
Hurt people. Okay? That's true. Okay? But it didn't help. Sometimes when people are in pain, they need to go through the pain. They need to go so they can get out on the other side. Trying to pull them out of the pain in the middle of the journey sometimes doesn't help. Okay? They have to experience it all the way through so that they can appreciate the new area. But
man yourself who live in the United States to talk about when he said that they called police on him. He said he was demanding for his half of the equity that was taken from the bank. This is about money. This is all about money.
Yes.
It's not about money.
That work that he said they called police to arrest him. He was locked up. He had to pay 5,000 out of 50,000. You had your whole thing. How does that work?
Okay. Here's the thing. So thank you again. In fact, the way you went through this show today gave me an opportunity to settle down and listen it the way you are analyzing the video, step by step.
Hey, Mr.
And my point. You advised everybody to write their points down, so I wrote mine down. I'm a good listener, so I wrote my points down. So I don't want to go off track. I want to start from the first statement. According to him, because this is his subvention, which I believe it would not lie in the first instance, they came to the United States together. So which means A did not bring B, B did not bring C, regardless of how they came.
Yeah.
Whoever might have more money before they came here, Ole.
So if BO is actually trying to apply some empathy now, right? Is he?
God knows. Yeah. But the truth is, he said they came together. Yes.
Yeah, they came to struggle.
Yes, they came to struggle together. That is step one.
No money. Everybody started
Step two,
from a clean slate.
when this video came out, I did my own research. I might be wrong, but I'm suspecting that both of them, even in the United States, did something else concerning their marital line, but I'm not going there.
Okay.
So, yes, I had to indicate this one for a certain reason because of the record I was able to see. Now, here is the thing. California is actually an expensive state to live in the United States.
Yes.
A 6-figure earner in California is almost like a 50K earner in Texas.
Okay.
Okay.
Because of the cost of living?
Yep.
Yes, because of the cost of living.
Right.
So let nobody in
In certain
California
parts of
brag about
California.
the 6-figure. So
California is
it's
expensive
nothing
in general.
to make noise about. But I'm just saying, I'm not saying it's a bad pay, but just take note of that. Then 3, if you were really earning very good, trust me, you wouldn't want to take equity on your home.
Right.
More than likely,
Right.
especially for the reasons that he gave,
Yes.
which is for their children's school education, right?
Yes.
Thank you. So for their children education, you won't want to like that because you definitely will have some money. But even if you decide to do that,
Bio, sorry.
what?
Somebody is just Stephanie, what is wrong with you? We are talking serious here. You are looking at Bio and you are saying Bio is so gorgeous.
Auntie B completely missed this part. They were saying you were so gorgeous, Auntie B. She completely missed that. But it's okay, Auntie B. When you're gorgeous, effortlessly, you miss it sometimes.
More than likely would be a joint account of the man and the woman. So in this case, it seems like, from what he said, in his own statement, the money went to the woman's account.
Why would the money go to the woman's account though?
Yeah, so that's another big question mark there.
There's questions everywhere. In the same breath, people are saying, listen, we don't know the other side of the story. In the same breath, you are looking for balanced analysis. She no be juju be that one ni. You want to hear the other side of the story, but you are asking for balanced views. Common sense is such a terrible thing. Could make sense now. If we don't have the other side of the story, can we still analyze the story off of what he used his own mouth to say, off of his own behavior? Can we still do that? I bet we can't. Oh God. Borabio is analyzing what this guy did, his own behavior, what he said, and you're asking for balanced view. Koala bear. This is not good.
You are a mumu man.
It's not good. We have to do better. We have to do better. We have to do better. That's Borabio's take. It was well analyzed. He thought about it before he said something. Okay, sounds to me like Koala Bear did not think about it. He was being biased. The particular thing he was accusing people of is exactly what he brought to that stage. But you don't know what I'm talking about. Let me not assume you know what I'm talking about. The next segment that I want to analyze right now. Not too far. Speak to me. Talk to me. You're already on the stage, just so you know. You've been on the stage. I forgot to tell you, you've been on the stage. Not to probably cooking at the other end of the house, listening with her with her Bluetooth. Let me know when you get here. Let me see. Wait, she disappeared. Oh, she disappeared. She'll be back. Let's do this. All right. The next segment I want to go to is my take when I first came into the room. Yeah. Then let me see This is weird, okay? Me analyzing myself is kind of weird, but nonetheless, let's try it anyway, okay? Let's see. All right, let's try this.
Yes, I can. We can hear you, bro. You're muted.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
How are you? How you doing? Good?
I'm fine, Ola. How are you?
Happy holiday.
Thank you. Thank you for the super chat, guys. I appreciate you. Am. You are saying that women, nurses should stop taking night shifts.
Wahala.
Aaron, please stop doing overnight. Get your NP and you can make good money. Thank you, ZS, for the super chat. Thank you so much, Amoyem. I appreciate you, and thank you to Sizzling Flavors. Thank you for your super chat as well. I do appreciate all your contribution. God bless you. Now, what do you think, Madam?
No, go to Kini now. You will meet me.
I'll be talking. I'm a
okay,
son.
all right. Okay, all right. All right. So your first question was: is nursing a curse? Right? That was your first question.
Yeah.
How can nursing be a curse? That's an oxymoron. Nurses are some of the.
Man that asked the question,
Momo. How can nursing be a curse? Like that's an oxymoron.
He said when these women become nurses, that's when this behavior, that's when they change.
The word nurse is almost synonymous with care, like caring.
Yeah, it's care. That's what it means. Yeah, it's care.
Yeah. So how can I be a curse? You know, it speaks volume. It's given. It's like, oh, you have personal issues, but let's take the easy way out as usual. Let's point finger at something else.
At the profession.
Except self. You know, that's what he says. In fact, all of his submission was mostly like, let's just. There's zero accountability in all of the submission that he made. I listened to the whole thing clearly. It was just sad, but and I say sad in terms of particularly having empathy for him. I think empathy in this respect means we need to try to understand where he's coming from. You know, that's what incompetent men. That's what they sound like. You know, that's what they sound like. They can't. Hello, Yvette. Good to see you. They are frustrated. It's frustration. I've tried everything. I've tried manipulation. I've tried to control. I've tried everything in the world except self-reflection, except reflecting on myself. How did I find myself here? Even if the situation is she's a completely wicked woman. Right, you know, that's one of our most favorite terminology. This is just wicked. Even if that's the case, right? I've assessed everything and nothing else is happening. So it's kind of weird that anybody will say that, but we're seeing more and more of it. Just like Uncle Ade said, we're seeing more and more people refusing to hold themselves accountable in whatever situation they find themselves.
So here's the gist here. If you come and tell us a story, and inside of that story, you have been a perfect person. Okay? You've just been perfect. Like, if it feels like feelings, that's all it needs to be. Maybe you even said in one spot that, hey, I was responsible, we missed it. But it feels like that story, like you've just been perfect, right? If you come and tell us that kind of story, it's going to be very okay. If you tell us the story, okay, unless you're a guest telling us, because then we can ask you. Shout out to Auntie B. If you're a guest who protects you, we will ask you. You know, what about this part? What about this part? We can ask you follow-up questions. But if you tell a story, you casted the other person completely. You didn't show your own face. And in this story, you were the perfect person.
Why the fuck you lying? Why you always lying?
Okay? We don't believe you. Okay? Naturally, we just don't believe you. Okay? We don't believe you. Sorry. We're not judging you. We're just saying we don't believe you. We're not a court of law. So stop asking for the other side of the story. What we're saying is that you came to tell us a story and you were just a perfect person in this story. Perfect people, they don't exist. Okay? That story instantly ends up in the mud. This is why. So it's not that we want to shit on you or shit on Koala Bear before he actually makes a point, since it's never going to make a point, right? Is that you're just perfect. Let me see. As me self-reflection is not common. No, we all need to reflect and hold ourselves accountable for our own poor behavior when things go wrong. Exactly. That's all I try to do because, yeah. And particularly a person that's so caught up in their emotions, and the first thing they think about, or the second or third thing they think about, is to put out the camera, put it on the face of their ex-wife, and put her on blast, the mother of his own kids. That person is clearly caught up in their emotions and they're willing to destroy everything along the way. Right? That person, they're not capable. They can't self-reflect. That's the last thing on their mind. They've been perfect all along. They did nothing wrong. Remember, they did nothing wrong. There's nothing to self-reflect on. This woman is just evil. $230,000. Oh, Niro Walata. Bello. Listen, when you're caught up in your emotions, you give yourself away that easy. It's that easy to give yourself away. We can tell. Okay? We might be patient. We'll let you continue to see if you can. Maybe we can get something out of it. In fact, the more we leave you alone to continue to talk, it's gibberish.
Different from blue. Bulaba.
Shout out to our new Nigerian president. All right, so, and they do everything else except holding themselves accountable. And holding yourself accountable doesn't mean you're judging yourself. It doesn't mean you're blaming yourself. It doesn't mean you're not necessarily a victim. It just means you're making sure that it's not an oversight. It's not.
I love that the Google UX design certificate was taught by Google employees. By the
paying bills. All right, missing out on a blind spot or something, you know. So then the other thing is that somebody will literally put a phone camera in front of the wife or ex-wife, even if it's listen, I don't need to repeat that part. Let's just go ahead and jump. Let's not waste too much time on that. There's another part here. Much respect to Unwa Mommy, okay? Much respect to him. He had a different view, okay? But we had that conversation. The conversation was quite different, right? The nature of that conversation was quite different, right?
And whatever he wants to say, I want you to respond to him.
Okay.
Because I'm pretty sure I have an idea what he wants to say. Mommy, can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
Hello, my
brother. Ada, good to see you, Ada. How are you, sir?
Thank you very much.
Welcome to the show. Did you hear me from the beginning?
Yes, I heard you from the beginning.
Okay, what do you have to say?
First of all, like I used to say, it takes two to tango. Yeah? So, let me go short so that I don't take time. You see, this man told his story. I will use it. I will believe him until we hear from the other side.
Okay.
First of all, he said from the beginning, we bought house together. We bought this house together. Then in the middle, he said, we borrowed $230,000 from the bank
No, he said that.
Hello, brother
He
Patrick.
said that she told people. He didn't say.
Auntie B, I'm so sorry. They took out. I was typing stuff and you could hear it. I need to learn how to mute my mic while I'm typing stuff. You know, but it's good to hear it now, so I know to fix that in the future. Equity, home equity loan, home equity loan.
Back to the equity. She told people that she made the down payment.
Right.
He didn't
For the
challenge
house.
that. Yes, for the house.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, but they borrowed. They sometimes borrowed money, isn't it?
They borrowed money that was paid into her account, the woman's account.
Yes, I'm going somewhere.
Okay.
Take us, someone, mommy.
I'm going somewhere.
Oh, Lord.
So now, this man complained again that he asked for his own share. Why did he ask for his own share? You said it already, Sister, because the woman was accused of using the money at her own, the way she likes. That is why I think this man has to ask for his own part.
All right, so what's going on here? What's going on is that Uwamobi, shout out to Uwamomi, when he hears, or certain type of people or personality, when they hear this story, they take those story on face value as the truth until they hear there's nothing wrong with that, okay? But that's not what we do. That's at least none of Menophysics. That's not what we do. We listen to in between the lines, okay? And we're not judging, but we're going to extract lessons from limited information, okay? Because if we get stuck in that space, right, I believe him, there's no more conversation to have. There's no need to have any other conversation, right? If I'm just straight up just believing him and we're waiting for the other side of the story. But that's not what this is about, okay? What this is about is that we're trying to extract lessons, and secondly, we're creating content around limited information. We have limited information, so we will, even though possibly we can be wrong, we will listen to in between the lines, right? We will listen out to the silent things that person is saying. We've heard the loud one, which is, I am not guilty, I am innocent, she's just evil. Clearly, she didn't use those words. That's me listening between the lines. Because again, that's the picture he's painting. I was perfect. This woman, because she's an RN, particularly because she's an RN, is evil. They're dangerous. Avoid them, especially if their name is Maureen Atuseri. That's his story. That is literally the essence of his story. There is no way I am taking that story in good faith to say this person mean well. Okay? In the name of what? Because I want to be fair. This is not fairness. In love and war, all is already fair. Okay? Clearly, he wasn't trying to be fair. He was trying to destroy that woman's reputation. Right? He was trying to gain a one-up on that woman. I'm saying one-up because I'm assuming he was actually telling the truth. That woman actually tried to destroy him. Right? That's actually me assuming that he was telling the truth. But he wasn't telling the truth. He was a liar. Okay? At best, he was a liar. Okay? Because there's so much things that we, just based on what even Koala Bear told us, we had to assume a lot because he left too much out for us to have to assume. He's a liar.
Why the fuck you lying? Why you always lying?
But that's not fair, Ola. Why are you calling him a liar? You don't even know. You don't know this guy like this. As I was about to say that, somebody actually manifested it. What did Joe Book say? Ola, you make quite some judgment on people's character traits based on a very faulty premise. Truth be told, he's about to tell us the truth. The truth tell us enter the house. Let's read it. Truth be told, you come across as pandering. There's nothing for your argument to stand on, Koala Bear. Just tell me your true name, okay? Right? Koala Bear, you don't have any argument. You have an argument, a better argument than pandering? Now, if I switch this to pander to you, if I want to pander to you right now, I'll say, Joe Books, gentleman, It is not that. In fact, I think men too are innocent sometimes. You need us to cry for you? You have your story? Do you have a story to tell us so we can assess that story too? Joe Books, I put it to you. You are also a liar.
Why the fuck you lying? Why you always lying?
You're lying. You're trying to pander to me. You're trying to be nice, but you're full of shit too. And these are the issues. We can see through all the way through you. Okay? All right. So let's continue here. Before we center forward a random. Let's go. Let's see. So that's, I mean, what I saw is basically the same thing that Brabio said. You put yourself out there, you put your family out there. We can't see past that. That's all we can see. How dare you put your whole family, your children out there like that? There's nothing else that you're going to tell me that has any credibility to it whatsoever. You're a liar, and anybody who supports you, there's a good chance they're a liar. They're trying to tell their story, but they're also trying to hide behind Koala Bear at the same time. But they won't, because they refuse. It's pride. It's pride. They can't find themselves humbling themselves and say, yes, maybe I can relate with this story because it's personal. I can relate because I was married to an RN too. I can relate because I was married to a woman who had options, money, right? And I found myself in the poto. I don't know what I missed, right? Yeah, I felt like she was evil. That's how it felt. Because she was being evil. But why? How did somebody that we used to love each other so much, how did they end up in a place where they feel the need to hurt me? How did that end up in the poto? These are the questions you need to ask, Koala Bear, aka Joe Brooks. These are the questions that the answer to these questions is where your power is. Avoiding these questions is how you continue to be a victim of these circumstances. Yes, I did say you're still a victim of your own circumstances. No one is arguing that you're a victim. But you can't hear that part because all you want is somebody to justify you. You're looking for fairness. There's an obsession with need for fairness, and it just doesn't work. It's a poison. Okay? Number 3, blame and fault are poisons. Number 4, judgment are poisons. Okay? Condemnation, shaming, insult are poisons. Not the one I'm doing to you now, because I see where you're going there. Right? The one you do between you and your partner. The one that you do when you literally go on the internet and put the face of your ex on the internet, running your mouth, and there's no self accountability whatsoever in any of that. It's no wonder, leads you to no wonder why you find yourself in that space. Okay? That's why anti-seducers, neediness, moralizer, police, no patience. Yeah? No self-control. People can smell it. Right? Majority of people, they will actually agree with you. We should assess things, 1 + 2 = 3. Both sides, yeah, but the other parts, the majority of people will do that. But the reality is that all of us, we get caught up in our emotions. And we don't care. We don't care. All of us, we don't care about anything outside of our feelings. Every single one of us. So if you want to be moving like that, continue. If you're getting good results from it, continue. Okay? But if you're like, I was a good guy, I was a good girl, I was a good woman, but it didn't work. Maybe you should pay attention now, because there's a good chance it's not somebody from the village too. It's you not knowing what you don't know. That's fine that you don't know what you don't know. It's okay to not know what you don't know. Momo, while waiting to relieve their long-suffering RN spouses of their paycheck, wahala. Yeah. Maybe begin to, let me see. I don't want to center you, Koala Bear, but let's do it. Maybe begin to back up your positions with data rather than skewed psychological analysis. Maybe not. How about that? Not sure why your Koala Bear now. You came to this, the topic attracted you for a reason. No accountability or total nonsense. Joe Bruce, call in and say your opinions on why you think you disagree with Ola. That's a good one, right? You know, you're always the spin to the top. You can always call in. Feel free. I can always engage you respectfully. Okay, I can always engage anyone respectfully. Ola, he plays the one-sided accusatory barrage of statements showing her picture and giving out her biography shamelessly on the internet. He can be sued for defamation, of course. I just think the problem is much larger than that. I can assume a much larger problem than defamation. But yeah, if she's looking to get even pettier, absolutely, you know. Yes, so let's do this. So that's my own take on it, and I've doubled down on it. You know, I'm not sure what we missed so far, but what I want to do right now is I want to go into. Well, let's go to Koala Bear. This is what Koala Bear, aka Joe Brooks, said yesterday. Okay, and let's take it there. There you go. They tell me if, because again, I'm doing this review because I'm like, did we miss something? This is literally self-reflection. Like, did we miss something? Towards the end of the show, you just randomly come out of nowhere and say the show was basically they were shitting on the one side that decided to show his ass, right? The one side that decided to show his ass on the internet. We assessed the situation, and you came out of nowhere to accuse the host of the show and everybody on the panel for being one-sided. And this is just self-reflecting, like, wait. But then in the midst of you trying to do that, you throw yourself under the bus very quickly. It took like a few minutes. All we had to do is let you rant for a few minutes. Nothing. Throw yourself right under the bus. All you could do in all of that is accuse other men like you, like yourself. You can't engage other gentlemen like yourself. All you did is came there to accuse them of pandering. You're talking to a man, you're accusing him of pandering. Is that not juju? I'm talking to you, you're a man, right? And all you could do is accuse me of pandering. You're talking to me. Can you engage the talking point?
How juju be that?
But of course, you have to bring the women into it. You can't engage me. That's weak. That's weak at best. You're giving yourself away so soon. Even though we gave you so many chances, Koala Bear, you can change your name all you want to Joe Brooks or anything you want. You won't show your face after, right? Let's go into this. Pull up Deepa's chat. Pull up Deepa's chat. It's a Deepa says.
Deepa. Where's Deepa?
It says RNs do have a high divorce rate. Can you cite that? If you can cite it.
Amayaman said the same thing.
Yeah, if you can cite it and give us some numbers, I would love to look at that. Thank you.
That's a real thing. I agree with him.
Yeah.
Amayaman said.
So even Atibi is literally agreeing with you. Here's what happens when you agree with them. It still doesn't help because they had a deeper issue. The issues are deeper. Okay. Psychological? No, it's not psychological. It's obvious to people like me. That's all. I didn't go to school for psychology. Okay. I never took a class in a day of my life in psychology. Okay. I never did. Okay. This is real life experience. I'm speaking from real life experience. These things are obvious to me. Okay. Even when we agree with you, you can't hear it. All you can hear is your own pain. That's all you can see. That's your outlook on life. And by the way, it's not just you. The rest of us, we tend to do that. If we have a certain type of pain that we can relate with so much, that's how we see life. But it's foolish. On all of our parts, it's foolish because there's more to life than your own perception. It's just stupid, okay? You're not going to win in life looking at things just from your own perspective. You're coming from a place of weakness. You know? Watch this.
The same thing.
So he put a comment. He said RNs have high rate of divorce and blah blah blah. I said, hey, can you please cite that? I would like to have the conversation. Authentically, I want to have the conversation because I don't know everything. I just don't. It's impossible to know everything, and it's stupid for me to move like I know everything. Okay.
Yeah. So yeah.
So yeah, let's cite it and then we can talk about it.
Right?
Let's cite it, then we can talk about it. Let's tell me the source of what you're saying. Let's talk about it. That's not. Is that a fight? But I couldn't help it. Watch what happens.
Yes, next. I am. So let me tell you this about the RN thing, right?
Did you RN?
With my RN, when I was gonna go for RN, you know, I brought my Mongo Park with me when I was gonna do, because we were both in the same profession. Okay, I brought him with me, and we did it.
Babe, I'm live. Welcome.
And we passed it. I did most of what while I was doing mine, I was doing his. Here's a story, okay?
So that particular RM is what that particular Mongo Park is one I'm why am I muting my camera? The particular one that ghosted you when you couldn't pass the entrance is one.
All right, so the infamous
that
koala
one.
bear.
No, I mean that was it. He, of course, you know how they want to slowly wiggle their way back into you. I mean, he tried, but you know, again, I've moved on. I didn't even.
Just in case you're wondering who the koala bear is, the famous koala bear is now on your screen. All right, you can see it made the comment right there, and then you can see it on the screen right there. And let me see here. The moral of man's ranting: avoid robo women who are RNs. Apparently, they are dangerous by his arbitrary standards. Wahala. Ola, this guy is always coming for me. Another faceless troll with problems with women. Ogbeni, how would you feel if Maureen was your blood sister or mother? Put it down. ATTD. Put it down. You're talking about koala bear here today, right? Koala bear is not a person. Okay? I need to spell that out to you. It's not a person. It's a... How's the word? It's a type of person. Okay? Do I need to spell that out to you, gentlemen? When I say men are... It's a lot of men that are just incompetent. You take an offense to that. Why did I need to spell that out for you? Alright? He says, you really believe I'm the fellow you engaged? That's what you took out of me calling you koala bear? He said, wow, Jesus. Me. I needed to spell that up. Did everybody get that? Was it just me? Jesus. Oh, anyway. Let's leave that alone. He can't even spell divorce properly. Wahala. He failed to tell us his provision while earning 6-figure. That 6-figure matana lie. In terms of, it means nothing. He could be making 6-figure, but it means it's not relevant to the story, right? He's just trying to paint a picture of me too. I do well for myself. I'm not reckless, so it's not like I drive a cab or Uber. But daddy, if you drive Uber, if you drive with your full chest, it's okay. It's okay. It has the issues we're talking about has nothing to do with what you do for a living. It has nothing to do with how much income you're bringing in today. That's just today. Tomorrow can change. No condition is permanent. It has everything to do with how you carry yourself on a consistent basis across the board, from when you were broke to when you were rich and when you were broke. And this thing is consistent, and it's created the results to the point where you lost your cool completely. You put your mother of your kids, your wife, your ex-wife, you put them on blast for the whole world to see. And somehow you want us to sympathize with you. There's more than enough people that will sympathize with you, people like you. But not every one of us will fall for that. I'm sorry. regardless of how much you try to manipulate us, emotionally blackmail us into sympathizing with you, it's not going to work. In fact, it gets worse, because then we are realizing that your problem is deeper, right? It's going to take a lot more. We didn't shit on you. You shitted on yourself. The moment you could jump on the internet to drag your family through the mud like that, that's when you did it. Okay? And everybody who comes to support you, unfortunately, if they don't know how to engage conversations properly, if they have to use emotional blackmail, things like, why are you being emotional? That's emotionally blackmailing people. If they have to engage conversations in that manner, or they have to call out panderers, if that's the way they know how to have conversation, they'll collect too. Okay. Not me. It's not me. Just the way life works. It's the reality. Especially if you're a man. You don't have that kind of, you don't have the luxury of that, of moving mad like that. You just don't
have anybody then. I wasn't even again. I was trying to survive. I almost become homeless. I said, "That's give him the God forgive me. I'm gonna leave." That's what I. That's
life. Okay.
So
what if you lost the job?
Let me shed some light on something really quickly, right? It wasn't because I'm trying to fast forward to Koala Bear. Be careful with that. Okay, like stories. But if you have,
absolutely. Thank you. We are rounding up now. I'm going to round up at exactly 3 hours.
Yay! We have Deepo here.
Deepo. I'm trying to remember Deepo. Hello, Deepo. Unmute yourself, then I'll go to my daughter.
Hey, how's it going?
Now, I get excited when men feel confident enough to jump on the stage. That's obviously a lot of women in the audience, right? And they can express themselves regardless of what the side they're coming from. But the fact that they can, I get excited about that. I think that's a good thing. And to me, in a weird way, it's actually better if they're coming from a different perspective, because that means we're about to learn, right? We don't learn from just seeing things our own way. We learn from hearing other people's side and how they see things. And then that forces us out of our comfort zone so we can learn, right? That's how we learn, So it's very important to understand why I was like, hey, anytime I see a brother Bio, brother Patrick, a Deepo, even koala bears of different types. You jump on the stage, you want to have a conversation, we will all learn. Right? If you don't learn, I guarantee you I will learn something from you. I guarantee you. I'm paying attention. Okay? This is why it looks like we're bringing red pill. No, it's not about the red pill. It's a different perspective. I need to know what they're talking about so we can at least, at the very minimum, know what we're pushing against. Right? Very, very important. All right? Continue.
Go on. This is
what's up, Deepo?
Public enemy number one.
Deepo, we haven't seen you in a while. It's been a while, bro. You okay?
I know. I'm good.
Good. It's nice to see you.
Yeah, you too, Auntie B.
Okay, welcome. What do you have to say?
Yeah, so I think in the healthcare profession, and Men of Prestige mentioned this, right? He said I should cite my sources. Just Google it. In the healthcare profession, nurses are...
Your headphones is making noise.
Is it me?
Yeah, it's you.
It actually wasn't me.
Yeah,
Everybody is muted.
Is that better?
Oh, yeah, thank you.
It wasn't me. It's either they don't put up their face. It's either there's a letter on their face, or they come, or they finally make it to the stage and the audio don't go work properly. It's all kind of issues, right? You can't figure out the simple audio, and you think you have a. Let me just leave it alone.
Yeah, in the healthcare profession, nurses are pretty much, they have a high divorce rate out of all the healthcare professions. Nurses tend to have the highest high divorce rate. So it's not really, it's a fact. It's just something you can look up online, and it's right there.
Why do you think that is?
I have no idea.
Yeah, hello, brother Patrick.
So I don't know. I can't tell you what it is. I can guess, but I don't know. I think
that's fair. I don't know. I like when people say I don't know. You don't know. But a part of me tells me that he was being careful. He had an opinion, a very strong one at that. But I think it's a nice start to say, hey, I don't know. It's a nice start. Like, you know, don't get like don't. It's not every bait they give you that you bite on. Like, let's not be stupid, right? Pay attention, read the room. So I'll give him that. He was trying to read the room. But these things, when it's really you, is you. Okay.
The nurses, especially travel nurses. I don't think nurses in general, like staff nurses, make a lot of money, but travel nurses.
But they're not the highest earners in the US. Why is it that RN is associated with high divorce rates?
So I don't know. I can come
Yvette,
up with
all RNs,
so travel
all
nurses
RNs.
tend to make very good money, right?
Yeah.
I have a friend. She's a travel nurse. She makes over 200K, right? 200K a year. Right, so how many people make that kind of money, even with a master's degree or PhD?
Is it because they are away from home? What do you think?
Yes, because they're away from home. You know,
they are away a
nurses,
lot because it's travel, right? You leave your family, you leave your children, you leave your husband.
Right. So that could be, you know, one of the you know, the contributing factors. But it's something about the nursing profession, man, that it does have a high divorce rate. It's something I've noticed a lot.
I'm interested. Ola, maybe you need to do some work.
I just put up. He is correct about this thing that shows up on the very top. He says 75%. So when I dug in a little bit into that.
So I just got my entire apartment cleaned.
Let's pay some bills. Let's play that. Let's play at least one of those ads. True for it to be. Who is this? TM. TM says. Hey Ola, most of your viewers are ladies. You say what they want to hear. Have you thought what men feel about your show? I don't give a shit unless they come up and talk to me. But Patrick comes there from time to time. Okay. All right. Gracious Greatness is never really calmed up. He also speaks his mind from time to time. And, you know, he's a big supporter of this platform. Shout out to Gracious Greatness. I haven't seen him today. Mo Fresh is always here. I think that's a man. It's quite a few. That's just me naming a few names, right? And there's tons of them that listen. I see my numbers behind the scenes. You don't see my YouTube studio. I know what my YouTube studio says. Okay, so how you're making assumptions as usual, like the rest of them. I agree you do pander to women. I never see you empathize with the man before. The women disagree with you. They think I never throw men under the bus. So that puts you in the same spot as women. Are you complaining? You want to be a woman? You're a man like me. It's okay for me to check you if you're moving mad. Try again. Try again, okay? You want to have a conversation, come up, have a conversation, remove the pandering thing. The only thing you're asking me to do is pander to you. You want to become a woman. It's not working. Try again, okay?
Hold on. Coco said, I am a man. I'm a radiologist, but I would want my wife to be a nurse. Why do you say that, Coco?
Want to know why? We don't judge you. Want to know why?
I don't know. I'm getting the vibe that there's a lot of stigma being attached to RN now in the US. And I don't know why.
I mean, the truth is that, again, if they are really going through that much stress, the modern men cannot handle that.
Okay.
I'm repeating it again.
Yeah.
Okay. They can't. If they are going through that much stress,
it's
the person that's going through stress is not able to come home and say, hey, I'm going through stress, so handle me a little better. That's not the way it's going to show up. The way it's going to show up is going to show up in different forms. It's going to trigger. Okay, I'm trying to fast forward.
Women.
Okay, there you go.
I think I will say this though. I will say this as far as with the travel nurse.
I just want to hear Koala Bear.
These nurses get with these men that lack ambition, and as a result, you know, woman naturally looks up, right? She wants a leader as a husband, someone who makes more money than her, and all that stuff. So So, you know, when they tend to be with these men who lack drive and they're making this kind of money and the guy is still maybe, you know, making what
So all of RN are just getting with people that they make more money than. These are the issues. First of all, RN don't make that much money, in my opinion. Okay, $70,000 on one job, 36 hours a week. It's not a lot of money. It's just not. Okay, relatively speaking, of course, because somebody's gonna be like, "What do you mean?" Like, relatively speaking, okay. A lot of time they have to work a double job, late night shift, and all that kind of stuff. Extra hours. They are being paid by the hour. Okay, so that's why the person's advice is they should slow down and not overwork themselves. It's a good advice, ultimately, right? But this assumption that RNs are just marrying people, you see me, when I hear generalization, I don't disagree with it. It's just what it is. Somebody's generalizing off of their point of view. That's fine with me, okay? You can see my face. I'm listening, but I'm just listening to just another point of view that I can't necessarily disagree with. Okay, if it's extreme, I will push back. If it's extreme, like if it's detrimental or dangerous or something like all of Nigerian women are just terrible, like kilo mean.
There's a 50,000 or 70,000. They're looking at him like, hey man, you need to buckle up and start doing something else or do something. So that kind of stress, that frustration and all that kind of contributes to, you know, marriage dissolving. So I think you know it's a little bit of that, but when the man tends to make more, when the man tends to make a lot more money, you don't have a lot of divorces.
All right, it's true, but why? The why is disconnected from the reality. Okay, the why is quite disconnected from the reality. Okay. That's not why. The why is a little deeper than that. It's not just because you're making more money. It's this certain types of insecurity that comes to the surface when you find yourself in that position, especially if you already have that pre-notioned, if you already have that idea as an absolute at the back of your mind, you will literally attract what you fear the most. Literally. What you fear the most, you will attract. It will manifest. You're like, if you already have afraid of RNs and you're not married to an RN and you're listening to YouTube videos, everybody is throwing RNs under the bus and you're not married to RN, if that becomes a big fear in your heart, if you already have insecurity, sneaky little insecurity, is going to come to the surface. The next time she says, babe, I don't like this here, you'll be like, what do you mean? We're human beings. We're not machines. This is how we operate. Because you already had that at the back of your mind, is going to become your reality. Because how as a man thinketh, right? You ever heard that before? On the Bodo fam yesterday, he said modern men don't have what it takes to handle modern women. It was so laughable. What's laughable about it? Isn't that the reality of what's going on here? Right? If the modern women are, let's assume they are terrible, the way you, the direction you're going right now, right? Let's assume they're just terrible, wicked people. Can you handle them? Is that a crime that you can't handle them? Are you interpreting that as that's your fault? Because that's the issue here. You're interpreting that as that is your fault. The statement says modern men are having a hard time handling, quote unquote, handling modern women. And somehow, why do you disagree with that? Because if it's true, where's all this complaining coming from? You're making them up? I mean, it's just you. What's laughable about that? He wants to laugh. What's laughable about that? These people. Anyway, keep throwing yourself under the bus. Come upstage so you can have a conversation. Irony. If that's how you feel, then why are you here? They are here and they say, it's most of your audience is women. No, you're here. It's 3 of you talking here. There's another simp here. Otumba call himself. It's a simp. Is in there, right? And he's saying he's only like, you're here.
be juju be that.
This is literally what you do inside a relationship. You don't know how to face reality for what it is, so you can actually fix it if that's not what you want. If you have a situation that's going on, it's not what you like, how do you fix it is the question. Right? These are real people. They say what they mean. They're not just trolls. They are trolls, but these are real people. This is exactly why you have the situations all over the place. Okay? Pay attention. Pay attention. You're seeing it in real time. In real time. Don't just call them trolls. They're saying what they feel, what they mean. It's incompetency. You don't know how to do what you don't know how to do. Okay? The modern woman is an egugweja for you. And it's okay to say with your full chest, we don't know what we don't know. To the point where you go put your ex-wife on the internet and troll her like that, and then you're calling RN Bitibao. And there are two ladies, Lizzie Ngozi. A few people came on the stage yesterday to say, I've been married for 27 years, 25 years. I'm an RN. In fact, I've been doing it for 27 years. All these good stories. But yet you find yourself, in fact, if you had enough, if we gave you enough confidence yesterday, you will come up on that stage and say something predictable. Something like, that's the exception. You're so predictable and you're wondering why you're not wanted. Everybody, we can tell where every move you make, we can tell the next move. It's so predictable. There's patterns. But these are the issues. It's not a crime, but these are things you need to start paying attention to. You're boring. Boring. There's nothing exciting about what you have to say. It's the same good old talking point. This will be a good point where I want to pander to you. Let me shame the women too. Let's put some balance into this. Let's shame the women a little bit since they are listening too, so they can feel like it's balanced. No, fuck you. If you don't know how to have a conversation, really, just go and find a therapy that will pander to you. Okay? That's the bottom line. I can't help you. If you're not willing to receive help, I can't help you. But I will talk to you. I will use it to create content. I promise you. Every day. Because there's somebody else listening behind the scenes. They're not as loud and they're learning. They're learning. And I get messages all the time. Yes, I was like that. Yes, I stumbled into the red pill too. Yes, but it just didn't sit well with me. And then, eventually, but you're making it make sense. I get tons of them. Okay? It makes sense that most men are not commenting in the middle of the day, in the afternoon. They're supposed to be busy working at work. That makes sense. Okay? In fact, we have ladies here that are listening right now, and they're not commenting because they're also working. Okay, Rama Fagbo, fucking Sims. Anyway, I tite mole ole moloko. So that was that. Let me see.
Let me ask you this, Dikbo. As a man's man, and
Auntie B saw man's man and then laughed. Auntie B kill me, Ben. Why did you laugh after you said man's man? I won't say anything, but continue.
No, a lot of people here know you.
I'm trying to remember Dikbo's story. I can't even recollect, but I know that name.
You know who I am, man. You know who I am.
It's been a while, but
no, I know. Assumption. He said, "You know who I am, man." Right? Keep in mind, later on he's going to argue that I don't really know him. Who you are? I'm trying to remember the story. I know who you are, Koala Bear. Of course, I engage you. I'm true shit, right? I'm trying to engage you. I know who you are. I don't remember. You think it's you I'm thinking about? I have so much of these conversations. You really think I know who you are? Dude, you never show your face. You're Koala Bear. How can I even know who you are? This is confused. My shit.
Not be juju be that.
Confusion. Koala Bear. Shorty Lonnie, where on I did now? You can talk. I want Koala Bear. You can talk, please. Please talk, so we can know what we're dealing with. Trust me, there are gentlemen behind the scenes learning from this. You can trust that. You can assume that. Since you like to assume a lot. Assumption. I know who you are. I know who you are, Bitibao. I'm trying to remember the actual story. I even remember I came across you on Clubhouse, but I can't remember this. I remember him. I remember seeing him repeating the same talking points on Clubhouse. I just don't remember the specifics of the talking points.
It's only the one that got you. It got under your skin. That was the only time I've
really
seen you react.
I was trying to get to send this to me, not because I need to. I'm a human being. People can get under my skin. That's fine with me. But I wanted to see it, to see what I was talking, because I thought it would have connected well with today's story, but we're doing well so far.
The other way.
Yeah, I got under his skin, man. I rewatched.
I got under your skin, man. In fact, it sounds like somebody else that I know now again. But anyway,
watched the video and I was like, this guy. Well, I don't know why you were so triggered by that.
I've never seen you lose your.
Really?
It wasn't even.
Give me a hint. Give me a hint. Give me a hint. Want something hint?
We're talking about red pill. Let's not go there.
Oh, the red pill stuff. Atibi she does not want to talk about it. Today when I say Atibi, I'm going live later on today. She said we're not talking about red pill. It stresses her out. She doesn't. The last thing I ever want to do is bring that red pill thing to my auntie B. It's not worth it, you know. It's not worth it. You notice how she just skipped that really quickly. Auntie B, I got you right there. I caught you right there. Something hint.
We're talking about red pill. Let's not go.
She said, let's not go there. Like, I beg. Oh, the red pill stuff.
Yes.
The first time we mentioned red pill.
Yeah. Let me. Ask you.
Yeah, okay. I think I have an idea now.
So funny enough,
he was so happy to know that he got under my skin.
Funny enough, right? I didn't even learn about the red pill until that show because I heard you guys kept talking about it.
No, that's Cap. Ah! Let's get back to it. I have an idea now.
So funny enough, right? I didn't even learn about the red pill until that show because I heard you guys kept talking about it.
No, that's Cap.
Stop the cap.
I am dead serious.
I don't believe you.
I am dead serious. So I think by default, I'll probably consider myself red pill. But I didn't.
By default, it will consider himself red pill.
Why the fuck you lying? Why you always lying?
They can't help themselves. Now, people don't fall by mistake into red pill. It doesn't happen. Okay. Now, granted, some people have been learning because it's going viral. Some people have been learning about it. They're like, what is that? Blue, green, pink pill? What is that? Yeah. Go need to bug up for most people still. But I did a video on it. If you want to learn what it is, just search what is red pill menopause so you can have a better understanding for it. It's supposed to be a good thing, just like feminism was supposed to be a good thing. But there's always somebody mad that will move mad and turn an ideology into something left that will just go left. And one of them is the koala bear. Okay, and this wasn't a mistake. Okay, it wasn't a coincidence. You know, shout out to Ekene. Ekene is a good guy. He tried to like, oh, I didn't know what to. Stop it! Stop the cap! Stop
the cap.
People don't fall into that by mistake. You have certain experiences. You are an experienced person. Okay? Instead of going the direction of healing, you're going the other direction. That's what's going on. Okay? It's helped some people because some people adjust to help. It's a journey they have to go through and they adjust and they find themselves. And oftentimes those people look back and say, damn, that was toxic. Right? I'll give that as well. Okay? But no. If you find yourself engaged in this conversation and oftentimes you get blocked, you get dismissed, people are calling you misogynistic, there's a reason.
Stop the cap.
There's a reason why people are asking you will hurt you. Onidi, there's a big old but. You can't expect to. If you can deceive yourself, you can't deceive the rest of the world.
No. Yeah.
No, they don't just fall into red pill. That's
no. This is
everything you believe about marriage and relationships.
No. So I advocate for men, right? I advocate for men because I've seen, people shit on men all the time. Even on this show, right? You guys just shitted on that guy. This is a guy that was very vulnerable, right?
This is how you make all these blanket statements. We didn't shit on him. I even said, hold on, Dikbo, you know, you make these statements, and that's why some people get upset. No, we didn't shit on him. I even asked for empathy and sympathy.
I did hear that from you. You did ask for empathy, but I'm saying like I heard
his pain. Why
I heard
is
B.
saying that?
I heard B.
One of your problems is that you don't listen. Okay?
I do. I listen to
you.
You. I listen.
If somebody say you don't listen, if you have to say anything outside of that, you should say, what do you mean? Gentlemen, listen to me clearly. If somebody say you don't listen, you don't say, I do. What? You do? Tell your face.
You be mumu.
You're demonstrating it in real time that you don't listen. You're making things worse. You have to let go of that conversation in that moment. Letting go is one of the hardest things for us human beings to do. Whatever it is you're engaged with is toxic. You can't feel it right now. It's like drinking soda. It feels good. The gas. After that, when the gas starts operating inside of your stomach, you're like, I shouldn't have. Or you have like a hangover on the other night, on the following night, after drinking too much alcohol. It was sweet. You were getting the high, right? That's what it feels like. You have to have some self-control and let go of that conversation for a minute. Just a minute. It's not a permanent thing. It's a minute. What do you mean? If you have to say anything, oh, shut up. You can't lose shutting up just for a moment. But of course, you can't help yourself, even when I try to help you. I'm the man's advocate. I am the one advocating for men. You are worse. You can't help men. You make things worse for men because men cannot win in a space where they lose their masculine frame. You cannot win. You have to know your space. You have to know how to read a goddamn room and learn how to shut up at strategic point. Case in point, somebody say you talk too goddamn much. Shut the F up for a second, for a minute. Just for a second, minute. But what are you going to do? No, let me shut them down back. Let's see what that becomes.
But I'm saying, I
said that this man is hurting. With his
to be fair to him, he tried. I could see that he was trying. I could see the efforts, but
coming from a place of hurt. Let's talk to him from a place of empathy. But you are now saying
he missed that. He said he shitted on him.
Statement that we are shitting on him.
Yeah, let him be specific.
So let me respond, right? So
why was I saying let him be specific? Because I'm the advocate for men. I want to please let him get it out. Please give him some space. I know typically let's just get it out, right? So we can address the point. At the very minimum, we will learn something from you, Koala Bear. But what did you do?
So, yes, I did hear you say, let's deal with him from a state of empathy. But I'm saying everybody who made a comment towards that guy. I heard B.O.'s statement, because I joined the show a little late, but I was listening to it. So I heard B.O.'s statement, and it was like, what B.O. said was, well, you know, the guy wanted to take the money, and the guy didn't want to use the money for the kids. It's like, how do you know all that?
B.O. wasn't making, B.O. is here.
He never said that.
Oh God, he's about to get hot, and I want to close that by me.
No, Auntie B, no, not yet. We're still on it.
Bio.
Later, a day later. Bio, Baba.
I'm here. Let him land. Go on, let him land. Yes.
So
Bio said, "Let him land." That's how men behave. Okay. To be fair to him, it wasn't like he wasn't letting people land. Okay, but he came in the room. He said, "Let him land." Okay. Let him go. Let him get his point out. I'm here. Don't worry, we won't take over and destroy the live stream. Okay. This is what I advocate for men. I want us men to be able to come on a stage. It's obvious that women are and we can have conversations without throwing each other under the bus. The moment a moron, a weak person come on the stage and call the other people panderers, you mess it up, because now these women are going to show you who a panderer. They're going to show you woto. Since you want to call, you can't win this game you're trying to play. You just can't win. You will always lose. And unfortunately, you will come back and blame it on the matrix. And it's really just you that you don't know how to read the room. You're socially awkward. That's what's going on. Obìnrin will show you. They're taking sides with us. So you want to attack them, right? That's what you see playing out there. That's not our fault. If you don't know how to talk to women, that's your fault. That's your problem. That's a you problem.
You said that she wants to take the money. No.
So it was so many hypotheticals, right? With what BO said, like, okay, you know,
all of this is hypothetical. Did he say anything new?
That means this guy wasn't ambition. This guy wasn't this guy. And I'm looking at. I read.
I didn't hear BO say that. Maybe I missed it.
I mean, I heard the story you said from the beginning, right?
You were not listening.
I don't know.
He was not listening. They usually don't listen. This is why they end up in problems all the time with women. I am not going to pretend like I don't know what your real issues are. Your real issues is incompetency. With respect to the cards you're dealt. The cards you're dealt is the modern woman. You're not going to find traditional women anywhere. They might have a little traditional traits, values here and there. They might have certain traditional, but you're not going to find traditional women anywhere. That's being delusional. That's unrealistic expectations. This is why you will continue to create the results you're creating. Just look at your results. Don't argue with your destiny. You can't argue with me on this platform. It's a lot of work to put this together. I am running a show, just in case you missed that. As in, I am potentially getting paid as I'm doing this. Okay? But I am trying to also add some value as I'm doing it. Okay? From women's weight to high value men standpoints to masculine versus feminine energy to using the word panda. Yeah. And suddenly, it was just a coincidence. It'll be juju with that. What's the thrust of this conversation? I don't know, but somehow it's engaging to you. You're still here, like more than an hour later. It's working. Are you able to pay attention to reality? Abi, you're fantasizing about something else in your head. These are the issues in real time. Pay attention. Like, all you have to do right now is shut this live stream down. That guy's spewing gibberish, and you will be right. I still think you're right, regardless, but...
You're right.
But somehow, whatever I'm doing here is working on you. Is it about Ola's performance on Obodo Oyinbo TV or what? It's hard to get the flow of this broadcast from a first-time visitor. For being a first-time here, there's something I do for all the first times here. I'll do for you. That's candy for you, Koala Bear. Shout out to you for being here anyway. Okay, but it's working. It's the point. You have to pay attention to real-time results. Pay attention to real-time results. The same thing you have to do in relationship. The same thing you have to do in power, in politics, right? Pay attention to real-time results. It's the only source of truth. Okay? The source of the closest we can get to truth. Not all the way, because sometimes you get result and it's temporary, right? It's about keeping an open mind throughout. Right? Pay attention to results. Why is it that you're still like, pay attention? This is emotional intelligence, social intelligence, power intelligence. Why is it that I don't really like what he's saying, but I'm still glued into the screen right now? This is the source of truth. Very important.
So can I respond to that? Hold on, Auntie B.
No, he didn't finish yet.
Listening is a serious skill.
Wait, you have to let him finish.
Okay.
You have to let him finish. I am advocating for man. Look at the actions, real time. Pay attention to the result. I'm the one advocating for men, not the other way around. Let him finish. We want to get the point. Let's get the point. Let's get to the point. Let him finish.
Let him laugh.
I am laughing because I kind of suspected he was going to shoot himself on the legs. You can see that I'm laughing there a little bit, right? But
So
I try to help, but sometimes you can't help these people.
With BO's response, right, and with people's response on here, it was heavily biased towards the
people?
The people who responded.
Hi, I'm Alex, your
Okay.
designer with Closet Factory.
Heavily
Have you been
biased.
spending more time at home lately?
How you gonna come on?
I've heard-
How you gonna come on stage just to say something is heavily biased, but you won't support the point? I'm not like Koala Bear here. I'm not looking for data to support the point. Just to justify the point that you're trying to make, right? I don't agree with many of the points on Obodo Ibo, but you get the flow of it and can flow the conversation. Yeah, I can't help him. Just stay right there and keep listening to the rambling, okay? Let's continue.
I heard BO. I heard another woman.
Was I biased? No, I just
You tried to be. You tried to stay in the middle. You tried to.
So
stay in the middle.
to me, I tried. He didn't get it. He didn't get it. Okay. At this point, I tried. She's just laughing because at this point, I think she's just tired. I think she's just tired at this point. I tried. You tried, but you didn't do it. They don't. Koala bears can't see how they are offensive when they're being offensive. They don't. I keep telling you, ladies, and you think I'm supporting them. I'm just justifying it when I say it. No, I'm dead ass serious. If you're going to help at all, because you're going to have to engage some of these people as husbands, okay? You need to understand that a lot of these things are not coming from a place of intentionality, okay? They just don't see what they don't see. He didn't. He would not be able to detect, I promise you, that was being offensive. Right? It's like saying, I'm sorry, but, and then that but will negate everything before it. It's like saying, no, you tried, but what's the next word after that? You tried, but at the end of the day, this all show you've cheated on men. Right? What kind of response do you expect for my Auntie B? The best response you're going to get is that she will laugh at you. If you catch her on a good day, okay, and to me, you know what time it is. If you catch her on a good day after you told her she tried, but you still shitted on him, right? Is that the next point? Okay, but we have to tell the truth now. After what, we just have to tell the truth. Our truth teller. Let's just tell the truth, right? How is that working for you in your personal relationship? You've been telling truth for a long time. You're losing your women. And you come out and try to shame them on the internet. And now she's gone 48 hours quiet at least. She hasn't said anything. Somebody's probably telling her, just suru. You're the one that's supposed to practice suru. But she's the one giving suru. It's not sustainable. It's not going to work. Long term. At the very minimum, you will end up sleeping in McDonald's. Did she say she already got an apartment or something like that? He said he already got an apartment, right? Yep. Precisely. Yeah. You will end up in McDonald's.
You will end up in McDonald's.
Precisely. And it doesn't mean you're not telling the truth. You're still right.
You're right.
But you're not going to get the results you're looking for. There's going to be a disconnect from results. So you get to pick your battles. You want to be right? I'd rather just be right. Sure?
You're right.
If you like it, I like it. D is okay. There's nothing wrong in advocating for men, Deepo. We all should. But you need to give men real healthy solutions to their problems. Thank you, D. That's all I'm saying now. We should just start pandering to men because I need to prove a point. Right? Solutions that actually work rather than whining and blaming women. Absolutely. Absolutely. I couldn't have said that any better, D. Thank you for that. Yeah. He said, Koala Bear said I was rambling, Abby. It would be all right. As long as it's here making me money, I'm good. Okay. He said you are not impressed. Why waste your time? Leave her. These are the issues. These are the issues. It's lack of self-respect. You don't value your time. If you're engaged in something that you're not getting value in, right? It's either you don't value your time or you're completely disconnected from reality, which is the fact that you're actually here because you're getting at least entertainment from this. Either way, it's not good. Okay? Either way, it's not good. With respect to romantic relationships, of course, it might just be good that you're here. I'm glad that you're here, by the way. Right? I'm glad you're here listening to this. Ultimately, I am glad you're here, you know. I'll give him the benefit of a doubt and listen. Maybe he'll organize his thoughts better later than... I beg. That's lack of self-respect. That's just bad. You don't even complete the sentence. That's just bad. As a grown man, you're wasting your time on something you're not getting value from. Nah, just bad. Let me see. I'm not going to center forward you again. Let me read other people's chat. Putting a global pointing on any individual or group is being vicious and wrong. Thank you. Thank you. And then we're supposed to listen to everything else. No. You're out of order. You're out of order. There is no way in hell you will build a successful family with that behavior. I don't care if it's your first time. It was always in you to behave that way. Okay? Ignorance is not an excuse either. You had major value on this platform. Thank you, Jared. Thank you, Yvette. See, these are the issues. Women will fight your battle for you. I keep telling you. You want to get on the other side of women and still want to be able to tell them the truth? Maybe stop being socially awkward. Okay? Stop being weird. Okay? It will work. Well, it won't work unless it's a skill. Okay? At some point, when you become a man of a certain age, it's a new skill that you need to learn. Okay? No. D, don't worry about it. They're not taking anything away. Taking away the gems you're dropping so they can get girl and not. Yeah. I hope so. That's the least I hope they can get from that, from this, right? I hope so. Dickboy is going to call this live entirely emotional. Adewale, of course he will. Alpha male should not be emotional according to Dickboy. Alpha male in the protocol.
Not be juju be that.
But witchcraft, I beg. Let me see here. We're almost done.
I'm going to say what I see.
So, Onibe, you called in earlier. Please feel free to call in before I round up. I'm getting ready to round up right now. If you want to call in, it's pinned to the top. If you want to call in so I can hear your thoughts. If not, I'm done for the rest of the day. To be honest with you, I think we've done justice. Koala Bear is still talking, Sha.
You're right. I'm not here to try to hurt people's feelings or anything like that. I'm just trying to be fair. I'm going to say it how I...
What did he say? Buzzword. He's trying to be fair. This is why these people, modern men especially, yes, I said it. This is why they have no power in their romantic relationships. They're looking for fairness. It's never been fair. It will never be fair. The only thing you can do is get her on your side. Get her on your program, okay? So that you all can win together. She's your queen. You're the king. Don't leave your throne to come and be asking the queen to be a king. It's stupid. Okay, you will never win doing that. You will never win asking other men to pander to you to replace being pandering to women. People know how to talk to women. You say they're pandering. All that is not going to help you, because when you talk to people like me, it doesn't get to me. I don't care if you call me panderer, you call me a simp. The moment you call me a simp, I know you are the real simp. In that moment, you just throw yourself under the bus, just like that. Okay. Just like that. You don't have to say anything any further. Okay. Now, if I have time, if I'm creating content, I'm making money with it, I will come in. I'll say, hey, kilo me. Now I have to treat you like I'm pandering to you, because clearly you need it really badly to be heard. But yes. Hey, Onibe, how you doing? How are you? You have to mute. There you go. I can't hear you yet. I can't hear you. Maybe drop out and come back in again. I can't hear you.
As I see it, right?
That's your fairness. When you say you try to be fair.
Trying to be fair.
Auntie B, are you going to let him talk and so that he can learn, so that someone else can just talk? Yeah.
So part of
Borabio was advocating for him. If you if you want to advocate for men, you have to learn how to do it in real time first, right? Like as we are moving through life. So the moment you can't call yourself advocate for men, because once you hear another man have a different point of view, the first thing you do is call them a simp, or you say they're pandering. You're a liar. Okay.
Why the fuck you lying? Why you always lying?
You're a liar. Okay. Not only that, you're having a hard time getting women. Okay. To submit to you, to trust you. You have an incompetency issue with regards to romantic relationships. You're throwing yourself right under the bus. And this bus will move. You know what's about to happen next, right? You give yourself away just like that. Now, are there some real simps out there that all they do, like, quote unquote, a Derek Jackson or so? Yes, they exist, okay. But the one thing, if you're a grown man, the first thing you should also still be doing with them is have a conversation. Try to understand why they have a different perspective. If you're that quick to call them names, literally calling them out of their names, you're the mumu. Let me see. Let's try this again. Honey Bae, can you hear me? This is not that day, huh? There's a lot going on. Fine girl. That's what's up. Tima, what are you talking about? Nah. Down right in the poro. Anyway, let's continue this. Let's move.
Part of the
Koala Bear is still talking. Koala Bear is still talking.
Bill's response was highly biased.
My wife was telling me Koala Bear actually eats poison. I don't know if they know it's poison, but they know it or they don't. I'm not sure how she was trying to explain it to me. They actually eat poison. It's something that's going to hurt them. That's what they eat, and then they fall sick, and then it's like koala bears are known to be dumb. That's sad. I was like, that's not what I meant. That is not what I meant. Jesus Christ.
Right. What I saw when you read that story was...
Is Koala Bear still talking? Let me bring my sister to the stage. Hey, Honey Bae, can you speak now? Let's try this now. Is it working? Uh-oh. This is not that day. On mute.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now, yes. What's going on? I can hear you now. What's going on?
Right, how are you doing? For some reason, I'm going to have to go to another room because I can't hear you. I'm just going to talk.
Right. I can hear you now. Oh, okay. She's just going to talk.
Basically, I don't think it's about accountability. You can have issues with your spouse. Sorry, you can have issues with your spouse, but at the end of the day, you do not have to behave like that. I went through, as you know, I went through a divorce, and we didn't behave like that because at the end of the day, I had children with him. You can be angry, but there's a way to behave. Do you understand? You don't have to behave like this because at the end of the day, you can be angry. We can all be angry in a relationship, but you just have to have maturity, how to handle every situation. I just think it's very distasteful because at the end of the day, he can be angry now, maybe in 5 or 6 years' time, when everything has settled and they have to deal with each other in terms of co-parenting, you still have to deal with this woman. You understand what I'm saying? So I think it's just having common sense and, to me, decency, because you're tied to that woman because of those kids. So for me personally, it's just having a level of maturity.
Absolutely. Can you hear me by any chance right now? No, she still can't. Thank you so much for the point, though. Since we're having audio issues today, but thank you. That was a good point. Absolutely, I agree with you. We can't move past the fact that you threw your family under the bus. Are you kidding me? What kind of
Stop the cap.
We cannot move past the fact that you behave that way. It tells us so much about how you moved before that. But yes, Honey Bay, you couldn't hear me, so again, you might try again. But let me just move on with the show so we can round up, because Koala Bay is still talking. He's the star of today's show. So.
This guy, yes, I agree. He did not show his name. That was a cowardice excuse, right? I agree with that. But this guy, it was definitely hurting. The facts of the matter is,
so we should have empathy for men. Acknowledge first that he was hurting, okay? But okay, you're right, he was hurting. But I need you to understand that it's extreme to go on the internet and throw your family under the bus like that, even if they are ex-wife from 10 years ago. That's extreme. That's a person that would do anything to hurt someone. You need to acknowledge that and stop there. Because we already have empathy, right? Remember? If that's what you regard as shitting on him, you're full of shit. You're only able to relate because you will probably act the same way. Okay? And we can't let you be hanging around the street anyhow willy-nilly. We have to say it. That's what you expect me to do. Sweep with my full chest. I'm talking to you. Pretend like there are no women in the room. They can't hear that it's you I'm talking to. You're in your own room. Okay? So don't worry. Stop worrying so much about women. That's one of your problems. You only think with respect to women. You can't think as a man for yourself. You have a hard time doing that.
Police report was filed. The charges were dropped by the prosecutor. It didn't go to court for a trial. So it's probably lack of evidence, or it wasn't a strong case, or they found out she lied, like the guy said. We don't know. But point is, we don't know what happened. But what I would say is, the man.
How can the point be we don't know what happened? Why'd you come on the stage if you can't give a neutral analysis based off of what you can see? Limited information, yes, lots of assumptions with regards to this story.
Man was very, very hurt, and I actually believe the guy. I believe him, because men are not that vulnerable. Men tend to do
Why
things.
is it so easy for you to believe him?
Men are not that vulnerable. What do you mean?
Why is it
Wait,
so easy?
Auntie B.
Why is it so easy for me to?
You are taking. Yeah.
I was listening by the way. You see my face there? Yes, I was doing some things behind the scene, but I was listening. Okay. Reason why I wasn't responding much here is because it's generalized statements. There's not much I can do with generalized statements. I just assume it's your experience. Okay.
You are pushing further. You don't need to push further. He just brought something that he had a point. His point is carried. Do you know why I said his point is carried? His point is carried only if you can just say yes. Therefore, if your blood sister, you just sit down, you find your blood sister on a blog online by her husband, exposing your blood sister, warning people not to deal with your blood sister, that she is a bad person, she is somebody that is so dangerous, and she did all this and all that.
And put all that on blast. Will you say, oh, I believe him? Well, that's not my sister. I'm guessing his answer, well, that's not my sister, but I can look at things objectively. Okay, let's look at things objectively. Do you think that behavior was normal? Do you think an average person would do that? An average person, an average man still, I believe, won't do that. But I don't know. I can't put a lot past these people these days. Since a bunch of people will come up and defend this behavior. Oh, this RNs, yeah, you gotta check them. First of all, you're wrong. I don't care what the data say. Literally, I do not care what the data say. I did see a blog say 75%. Where did they collect the samples? There's so many questions. Even in data, there's so many more questions that we can ask, that we can still make it inconclusive. Not making any sense. No matter how much you think you're literally caught up in your emotions. You're the illogical one. You're the most illogical person in the conversation, literally. Because you can only see things from your lens. from a koala bear's lens. That's the only way you see it. You just believe the man. I believe him too. That's why I believed him. That's why I basically give my own analysis, which is there's nothing to believe. You just threw your whole family under the bus. Oh, in addition, you said this, you said that. Wait, why did they deposit the money in our account? Wait, you got arrested? Wait, you're right. We believed you that men can be arrested if somebody claims that you're threatening them. Yes, you can be arrested if too many things are aligning to look dangerous to leave you on the streets. Right? Yes, including somebody's words. They can't take that chance. Is that fair? You're stuck on fairness. Life doesn't work like that. Not for you as a man. There's a place to fight for fairness. It's not in this arena. In this arena, it's not fair already. You should be trying to save yourself. Save your self-love, save your self-respect, and your self-worth first. Ask yourself, how did that end up in this poto? What part of this am I responsible for? If you disengage from that before you engage anything else, if you're engaging holding other people accountable before you hold yourself accountable, yeah, you will continue to create the same result that you're complaining about. It's just the way it's going to work.
Sorry.
Just the reality. I'm sorry. I said I'm sorry. That's not enough empathy. What do you want? What do you want from me?
And post it, regardless of the facts of the matter. Are you going to start from empathy? Just say yes, and I'll be happy.
Absolutely not.
Then what are you not counting?
No, but this is the thing. Let me.
He used the reverse for him, and he gave the answer. He said, absolutely not. If you said yes with your full chest and said yes, I'll be like, I believe the man. I'm a man advocate anyway. I believe the man. Then we can respect that. But of course you lack self-respect, so it's kind of like it has to align. The truth is undefeated. We don't have to help it. You will help yourself. You will always find enough reasons around you to point fingers at. Everything else is at fault but self. Do women do this? Yeah, they do. Absolutely. But that's not what we're talking about today, dum-dum.
Oh, no.
Koala bear.
I'm responding now. You still have your time. So if you said no, then we are on course saying that the man's reaction does not deserve empathy. And two, I personally, look at my face. I don't, sometimes when I come online, I always say something. I don't like to be equally yoked with people who hide their face in the camera. You know why? Because number one, no matter how.
But Abio, it's not hiding his face, so it's koala bear. It is what it is. We have to engage the conversation by itself. They can't sustain it anyway. Okay, it's what's right inside of the poto before it lands. You have to engage it. There's no need to be asking anyone to show their face. It actually makes it easier. Let them stay a koala bear. Let's engage the conversation. If they have valid points, it will sustain itself. If they don't, which usually they don't, it makes it easier. Okay. Koala bear is a perfect face to show.
How we drag this argument? I'm already on top of you. You know why? Because I'm showing my face. I'm not putting a teddy bear there. Are you hearing me? So somebody like you will do everything to protect yourself and come here and say anything you want to say and go garden way out with a.
That's the point of covering their face. They want to quote unquote speak the truth. Right? That's the whole point of covering their face. Let me just get online and talk anyhow in the name of truth.
Why the fuck you lying? Why you always lying?
could they work, you will always end up in a porta. Okay, always. All right, for as long as there are people like me in these spaces. Hey, Tima, how you doing?
I'm good, Ola. How are you?
I'm great. I'm doing well. I'm doing fantastic. Blessed, highly favored. How are you doing?
I'm good. Thank you. Thank you
Yes.
for advocating for us. I gotta say this, okay? Because we need more people like you to advocate for us, okay? And whoever is get mad about that, hey, let them go get therapy, please. Go get therapy, okay?
This is the part where I'm supposed to be. No, I'm not advocating for women. I'm advocating for men. Don't do that
really
to me.
Comical. It's really comical to me for men to feel like for another man to be saying that men should not be advocating for women. So if you are not advocating for women, what are you doing? I mean, really.
You're useless. You're essentially useless.
Seriously, I mean, you are a son of a woman. You are a son of a woman. If nothing else, please, are you advocating for all the females in your life?
Oh boy.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, how else do you tell me that you're a weak man if you're whining about this? You know?
Seriously, this
I
is
didn't
the
even have to
least
say it.
Yeah, it's the least amount, the amount of things to be worried about as a man, worrying about, why another man is advocating for women. Why is that? Why is that bothering you? Why? So you don't. Well, what is your end goal? Like, you don't. What are you trying to do? You don't want women to be advocate for? I mean, like.
That's exactly what I meant by incompetency. Because it's given. It's a lot going on there. It's not as simple as any trolls online. It's just bad. It's just that bad. And many people, including women and children, will collect first before we fix that.
And anyone that see that man's video yesterday and doesn't really, really sit on it and think about it. I mean, really, because again, whoever in that situation know exactly what that can feel like, right?
Yeah.
And like I said yesterday, is the man in pain? Absolutely, you can clearly see it.
That's obvious. Why do we need to re-emphasize that?
Yeah, that is why. And maybe he has no better channel to channel his pain through.
Right. He was definitely frustrated.
Right. Maybe there is no support system. Understandable, right?
Yeah.
Because when you don't have support system, when you are not channeling your pain and your discomfort, when there's nowhere to challenge that through, it makes you do all kind of things that
you would do stupid stuff. Absolutely.
You're gonna look back in like 2-3 years like, I cannot believe I did that. Like, once you get to that healing stage, right? Everybody been there. Emotion is something that you don't play with. It's real, because when it's sitting with you, he's sitting with you until you do something about it. It's not gonna leave you alone. Until you do something about it. So to come out to be saying all of that, and some people saying they are not, if you think that what he did was the right thing to do, then maybe you need to check yourself.
I believe him. What I would like more men to do, personally, what I would like more men to do is come up on that stage and say, Umashio, that man is going through a lot of pain.
Right.
He's doing all of the wrong things. Men, they suffer. This is wrong, and he tells me, I need you to add on to it. He tells me what he's been doing inside of that marriage. It sounds like a man who wouldn't be able to handle a woman who is caught up in her emotions, who won't be able to handle himself when he's caught up in his own emotions. This is clearly a person that has lost any sense of emotional self-control, and it's just sad to see.
It is really sad.
If you say that, I will still take you in as an advocate for men. And then you say, gentlemen, if you need help, ask for help. Don't find yourself in this space where you're completely doing the nonsense, all this kind of nonsense. Ask for help. Don't try to be a macho man. You're not a macho man. You're a human being like the rest of us. If you're being emotionally abused, seek help. Don't wait until it's too late, because
Please.
if you wait until too late, where you are now throwing your whole family under the bus, there is no room for empathy for you much longer. You will collect. There's no empathy. That empathy you're looking for, forget it. Society is not, you don't have that luxury. You just don't. Then I can say, yeah, that's sad. It's sad that one of our brothers is going through that.
It is
So
sad.
let's be clear. This session is about the koala bear. It's about koala bear.
Prestige. You know, I think I already get off the thing yesterday when koala guys came in. Sir, I mean, again, everything he's saying, right? Again, you cannot help but listen, because again, he's saying something that is at the core. That's who he believes everything he's saying. Really,
He believes,
you understand? And then how do you convince somebody who think, you know, you know the part that really get it for me is when Queen B was saying, you know, you are not listening, and he said, I'm listening. I am listening. And you know, I tell people all the time. I mean, me myself, I'm learning as I go now. Like when you are dealing with people, just get in control of yourself to know how to pay attention to how people responding to you, and how you are receiving the message.
Right.
Because it's all of those things. When in real life, you see the reaction that I was giving yesterday. Like, let me tell you how that feels like in real life. You will not even be able to cut up with it, because it will be really subtle. It's not gonna be they are yelling on top of their voice, but they are saying something at the same time. It's always like very
so you have
subtle.
to kind of hear it. Yeah, you have to you have to still listen to it. Yeah, I agree.
I'm just so grateful for my life as it is where I am in terms of my listening skill, because again, I'm learning as I'm saying all this. But I'm gonna tell you, and I'm grateful that I have a lot of men, that exemplary men, that I know how they move and what they do, and they are so proud of it, and their leadership skill is on point. Like that. So again, if you
because if not, it's very easy to become one of these people. Even as a woman, you will just see life through this negative point of view, which is your experience, and you will continue to attract what you fear the most. You know?
Absolutely. Well, you know, but we
so
thank
much.
God for you, Ola. Whatever anybody wants to say, we thank God for you. And I say, let me say,
I am protected at all costs, Abby.
Man of prestige. Àmì
lórúkọ Jésù. Àmì lórúkọ Jésù.
Let me tell you.
Thank you so much. That was awesome. That was awesome. Thank you so much. We'll talk soon.
All right, bye.
All right. Wow. I didn't see that coming. Let's continue. Koala Bear is still talking.
Please turn your camera. Let's discuss this issue.
So can I talk?
You know what I'm saying?
Turn your camera. Let's discuss this issue. Nope. Coconut Head. Are you kidding me? Are you whining? Who are you? Are you whining Jesus? Turn on your camera, Bitimao. Right. I don't know if
please turn your camera. Let's discuss this issue.
So can I talk?
You know why I'm saying this? No. Auntie B, there are some things. Okay.
Can I respond?
Can you see my face here? Listen, I've had 3-year-long conversations with those people. Okay. No, they're not on their camera. Sorry. Okay. They won't. All right. Sorry. Okay. You're even lucky this one has a koala bear. Majority of them will have a letter. Okay. They have a letter, or we have their back facing the picture. Sometimes you have, like, if you go to Clubhouse, you see people with big onion like this, right, on their DPs. They can't show their face because, as far as they're concerned, it's violence. Violence. I don't want no peace, right? That's all they care about, right? But all of them, every single one of them, faith cometh by hearing. There's no escaping this. All of them will collect wuto.
Sorry.
It's your shadow. You can't escape it. Okay? It's your shadow. Wherever you go, it follows you. There you are again. AC Spacey says deep work comes from the group of men that get offended because women actually have brains and are capable of making choices that don't include them. These are not the 50s. That's your reality, bros. Okay, koala bears, these are your reality. You can run around town all you want talking about these women are just not cooperative. If anything, it tells me the results you are creating. You are not able to attract the type of woman you like. But of course, you will never admit to that. Not with your full chest, with your full face, of course not.
Because you're getting all emotional. All I said.
Who was the first person to call people emotional?
Can I respond?
No. Auntie B, there are some things. Okay.
Can I respond? Because you're getting all emotional. All I said.
Allah, you cannot remember.
No, I remember now. I remember what? Auntie B, stop it. I remember everything. It came back so fast. Okay. By the way, they're still the minority. Just so you know, they're still very much the minority. They are growing viral, but they're still very much the minority. So it's not like it's all over the place like that I can't remember. I remember. Okay. I might miss it, skip it a little bit, but it comes back. I just have to let them talk a little bit. I remember.
All I said.
Allah, you cannot remember.
No, I remember now. It came back. I don't remember it came back. It was a lawyer. It was a divorce lawyer who handled a lot of divorce cases.
Show your face.
No, it won't. Forget it. And it's not necessary. It's not necessary.
Show your face.
You're not gonna egg me to do what I don't want to do, right?
No. It's okay. Lobaton. What to be about that was getting so. Had to be ejected in for a second. It's Obodo fam. Obodo fam they don't like to be triggered. Okay. And I respect that. I respect the hell out of that. Okay. After all, we need to show real life examples of lame, weak men collecting. Okay. We need real life examples in real time. Okay. We need real time examples. Okay. We need them to understand power dynamics. Your mouth is not your power, gentlemen. Okay. Shout out to Mo Fresh. Good to see you. Saw some good examples here. He's always here. Right? Actually, I'm not sure if Mo Fresh is a man or a woman, but I think it's a man. Right? We need real examples of how lame, weak men collect on a consistent basis. So she says that no, I was advocating for men again. One man who claimed to be advocating for men, More Fresh is a female. See, thank God I said that up front, because we have police, anti-seductive police here that are very, very quick to call you out. Every chance they get to call you wrong, they can't wait. You know, she said female. Thank you. Thanks for letting me know that once and for all. I thought it was a man all along. Right? Shout out to you. Right? We need real life examples of how lame, weak men collect woto. How they listen. You think you want to run around town calling women masculine? Yes, you will literally create a masculine woman. It's consistent. I've been talking about this for 20 months or so. Consistent. You call her masculine, she will show you masculine. Bring your mate. Right? It's undefeated. Being masculine is not a crime. She just felt the need to protect herself around you. You're not that guy. Our feminine energy cannot come out around you. She has to protect herself. Because the only power you have is your mouth. If this is pandering, so be it. You must hear this today. Today is your day. Sorry. They've been accusing me that I'm not harsh on men enough. Today is your day. All right, so let's continue.
I don't have patience.
So Auntie B got rid of him. You got blocked. You got ghosted in real time. This is exactly what you're doing in real life.
It's like you, Ola.
So I had to beg. I beg, bring him back. Oh man, it would be my counter would be a lot fairer if he's here.
No. Ola, I used to trust your judgment. Listen, we are not arguing here. I'm not even saying I'm right. If we must discuss this issue, let him turn on his camera.
So let me just say this.
As I'm talking,
He's listening.
whatever I say, hold on, my brother.
All right.
Please wait. Whatever I said, I put it on my name and on my face.
Auntie B, you're so sweet. She brought him back. He still won't appreciate it because he needs to be a woman. He needs to be pandered to like a woman, right? At this point, some people will adjust. Shout out to Akene, because I've seen Akene adjust before, right? Yeah, just small. You know, let me read the room small before I start to act mad. This is the real world. We are social beings. But Koala Bear, he thinks he can. Listen, Koala Bear is a real person.
Face. Why can't he put his own statement on his name and his face? Then two.
No, but you were correct. You were correct. But it's still not going to show his face.
I don't even want to be correct. Listen.
Okay.
Auntie B, please tell people on this show. I asked to come back to this show even before Deepo mentioned my name.
You did.
I just want those on the studio to confirm that to the public. I actually did not come back because of Deepo. I didn't even know he was going to mention my name.
I don't remember.
Thank you. I came back because I actually did a quick search about divorce rate on RON.
You know, he thought BO came back because it was triggering the room. Is this trigger thing, this trigger issue, you know. The title today on the thumbnail today says triggered as F, right? You see? So triggered as fuck. I'll let you be the judge. Okay? It's not a bad thing to be triggered. It's just, hold on 1 second. It's just a reality. Sometimes you're triggered. You know, it is what it is. That's okay. I don't mind being called triggered. I don't mind. It doesn't affect me. Like, I'm not the one denying that I am an emotional being. So I don't worry about that, right? But I thought it would be interesting. Like, you be the judge. Who seemed triggered, you know? Now, if you know BO, if you don't know BO enough, you might think he's the one that's triggered. So just assume that when he's talking passionately, he's talking, right? But let's listen to it. Whatever you say, I'll take it. I don't want to skew your views. Whatever you say, I'll take it in. It doesn't matter. Again, it's not a crime to be triggered. It's just a reality.
Never came back for that Deepo guy because I don't deal with people who don't show their face.
I am
that
right
is
here.
just me.
And you didn't even let me finish.
Wait, so that one is that one aside. That one aside. And secondly, anything you don't hear clearly, please, before you make a statement on somebody.
Wait, before I continue this, I told you in real time you will learn. Okay, in real time we'll learn. What did AC Spacey says? That's not true. That's the perspective of a weak. Wait, let me go back to the comment he made. Okay, let me find it. Comment me. We'll make a scapegoat out of you if you want to. I say, not sure why you're saying that. What did she say? The holes in your underwear are showing. He didn't get it. It's okay. Not sure why you're saying that. I'm saying exactly what I'm saying. Interpret Nadili prayer. Oh, it was prayer. I don't know. He said, AC Spacey, do you have a man in a committed relationship? Like, let's okay, so these are the issues. This is the question, what do you bring to the table all over again? That's what this question is, right? When you ask a woman, what do you bring to the table? Tell me the truth. Are you actually expecting? Are you actually expecting the truth, or you're expecting this? Like what are you? What's your expectation exactly? Let me check something. What are your expectations when you ask a woman that question? But anyway, let's see. She said yes proudly. I believe her, but she could be lying to you, right? She could be lying to you. What did you expect? Truth? Is this what you mean when you say I'm speaking the truth? You basically project it on other people, expect them to also tell you the truth, disconnected from reality. That this is a vicious world, especially for you as a man. Are these your expectations? Is this why you are collecting woto in the romantic world, koala bear? He said, that's cool then. Because oftentimes, he couldn't stop himself. Oftentimes, they resist the urge. Right? Oh, you typed Mbasi's prayer. Thank you. Because oftentimes, many ladies who subscribe to such views here have a problem keeping a relationship. Right? And then she goes, that's not true. That's the perspective. I've been from day one. This is the first video effect that I made for this channel. We've been saying this for 20 months, undefeated. You might want to start paying attention to the results you're creating even in real time. No, this is just YouTube. No, it's not. This is what you're doing in real life. Stop the cap.
Stop the cap.
This is what you're doing in real life.
You must make sure you go back and listen attentively.
I heard
everything we said here clearly. I said in his statement, he said, according to him, they needed to raise money for their children's school or education. Anna said he went further to say the woman did not give him his share. Then Anna said, was that money actually raised to be shared or for the children's school, which he eventually said.
Shalaye doesn't help this kind of people. It doesn't. Resist the urge to shalaye. Okay? Listen, I was doing some things behind the scenes too as well. I was chatting with the chat every now and then, and I'm listening. Okay? But once they make up their mind, they make up their mind. Okay? If they don't hit rock bottom, they won't stop. Shout out to you, Ledoche. They won't stop. Whatever that rock bottom is for them, they won't stop. Okay? Alright? Your own rock bottom may not be their rock bottom. It might be completely different. Okay? You might be like, that's it. He's going to fix himself right now. The coconut head issue syndrome should be over. Maybe not. Some people will never hit that rock bottom here as in the human experience. Okay? Some people will never hit it. Don't let that be you. Pay attention to the results you are creating, starting with real time to consistently over time. You notice you're creating a certain type of result. It's not necessarily your fault. It's something you should pay attention to. No one is judging you, blaming you, condemning you. It's something you should pay attention to. Maybe you can adjust without compromising your values. Yeah, just a little bit of adjustment sometimes is all you need. Just one little adjustment, if you are adjusting the right lever, will create a big effect and will change your experience completely, just like that. You're beating yourself up for no reason. You're jumping from one panel to another, trying to defend, man. The veins in your neck is about to pop. Relax. Life is not that deep. You too deserve soft life as a man. You too. You deserve soft life. You find yourself in a space where you have to throw your whole family under the bus in the name of calling out RNs. It's bad. It's bad. And there's going to be enough koala bears asking us to have empathy for you, and that doesn't really help you.
It was. And he never disclosed to us that the woman even eventually did not pay or use the money for the children's school. Yeah. Right? So, I now went for...
He didn't get it.
Brabio, please give us...
Please. Sometimes better. Auntie B.
That is bias right there. Right. And I employ the show to go back
sometimes
to what he actually said.
Before you continue, I'm gonna let you go.
Think you know Five Below?
Let's pay some anti-B bills first, right? Then we can continue. Yay! I was supposed to do only 2 hours today. We're going into the top of the hour for the third hour. I'm trying to round up, I promise. But this is good content. Hey, Bumi, good to see you, Bumi. Anna, how you doing? Let's see. Okay, let's skip now.
Worry about is just hacking your.
Oh, Dipo, for 1 second, right? But try to avoid saying somebody is emotional or biased, because that would tell me you're biased. I was policing how he's talking because I was advocating for men again. I was policing his talk, you know, and I try not to do that, but sometimes it's the last, because I could just see you're about to get ghosted again, right? But try to avoid saying somebody is emotional or biased, because that would tell me you're biased. That would tell me you're being emotional. So try to avoid that so we can have a good conversation. So you can't save koala bears, okay? Shalaye also is, Brother Bio, Shalaye also is not going to save them. You can't, okay? The best thing we can do is make content out of them so people that want the help can actually learn something from it, okay? It's usually a lost cause, okay? But I don't give up not so soon, as long as it's not costing me extra, because I'm no be your therapy, you know. But we'll create content, you know. But for as long as they're open to it, I'm always open to engage the conversation. Okay. Earlier on, we blocked people in the chat here, but we stopped doing that. We don't block people. We let them tell us their truth, right? So we can make more content out of it. So let's keep going.
Oh, I find it difficult to deal with men like Deepo. They come from a place of pain. It's either a woman, I've dealt with them before.
What to collect?
I do.
A woman I've dealt with you because I'm beginning to remember you.
No,
it's like you have a case on this show.
I've been happily married for 12 years.
Why?
Wait. Before I go back to the cap, right? He's about to cap big time. Before I go to it, right? Koala Bear is about to cap. Look at this good news right here. Auntie B said, Ola, I found Maureen. Wow. Auntie B. Obodo Ibo TV is such. May God continue to protect that platform. Okay. Wow. That reach is Jesus Christ. Right? Say una they look for second side of the story. Maybe second side of the story is coming. Maybe the second side of the story is coming after all. You know. Listen, this would be an opportunity to prove me wrong. You're always looking for an opportunity to prove the man of prestige wrong, right? Well, I'm not the man of prestige. I'm Ola, right? I'm just one of us here, okay? Maybe it's an opportunity to prove Ola wrong after all. Isn't this gonna be awesome? Maybe, just maybe, we can hear the other side. I believe him first. Let's hear the other side first, right? Let's hear the other side first, right? Let's hear the other side. Maybe after the fact, we will get the other side. Right? This is crazy. You do this kind of stuff to yourself, gentlemen, you will hurt yourself. I promise you. You will hurt yourself always. Your power is not in your mouth or your words or whatever you consider the truth. It's something a little bit deeper than that. There's more to you than your mouth, than your stupid ideas that's basically limited or just conceived around your experience. There is more to it. You have to ask more questions always. It's hard, okay? Pause. It's hard. It's easier said than done. I guarantee you it's easier said than done. But that's not where your power is. Don't get caught up in your emotions. Stop asking to be a woman. You're not a woman. Stop asking me to pander to you to replace pandering to the women. because first of all, I'm not pandering to women, okay? You will collect woto until we reset. I don't know how many generations it's going to take to reset this, but until you reset and find your place back to your throne as a king, everything will go wrong, okay? Everything, and you will find enough koala bears to support those stupid talking points. I promise you, and they will make things worse for you. I guarantee you. But I'm listen. You're still right. I don't know. Maybe we will get something. What did Auntie B say? Maureen is doing big things. He got thrown out in the middle of the streets. So make sure we invite Koala Bear. Koala Bear is listening. Trust me. They know. They like attention too, by the way. That's really all they have. This type of attention. Okay. Oh no, I missed this whole show. No, D-Love, thank you so much. You'll catch up. No worries. This is a good show. This is the way we are finishing this show. It's always two sides to the story. Nonsense. Two sides to the story. Two sides of the story. You put your whole family on blast. What other story do I need to hear? But we will hear it. Maybe you want story. You will hear it. Hopefully, we'll be able to get the story from her. Hopefully. Listen, that was fast. It was fast. Let's do this. Let me see. He's about to tell us. He's about to drag his own wife. Shalaye is a bastard. I tell you. Shalaye is a bastard. When you have a hurt to Shalaye, gentlemen, resist it. Unless you're making money from it, because I know what you're about to say. When you do Shalaye too, yes, you're right. I make money from it, okay? We're building a platform here. We're helping people, okay? But particularly Shalaye, to explain yourself. When you feel the need to explain yourself to people that have already made up their mind, it doesn't work. You only throw yourself in the hole even further. So the title of today, right? If you recall, the title of today was, let me read it. Koala Bear doubles down on registered nurse's stigma in marriage with his own wife. This is what we've been waiting for. Okay? With his own wife. Watch this. Watch this. Just sad. Tell me you're being emotional, so try to avoid that so we can have a good conversation.
You know, I find it difficult to deal with men like Deepo. They come from a place of pain. It's either a woman, I've dealt with them before. I'm telling you the truth.
I do.
A woman have dealt with you because I'm beginning to remember you. It's like you had a case on this show.
I've been happily married for 12 years.
A while. You're not married. Show your face and your woman.
He said he didn't say he's been married for 12 years. Okay. He didn't say he's been married. It sounds like like Donald Trump here. He didn't say he's been married for 12. He said he's been happily married for 12 years.
Stop the cap.
Why the fuck you lying? Why you always lying?
Such a liar. Such a liar. By the way, he might be married for real. I doubt it. I doubt it. Okay? I just doubt it. You can't show your face. You're a koala bear. But somehow, in the comments, after I left the show, he was trying to get Auntie B to bring it back on stage so he can show his wife. Why would you want to do that to your wife? I told you, it's undefeated. The truth is undefeated. You tell on yourself. So now you have a urge to Shalaye so bad. You have to bring your wife on public. 1,000, more than 1,000 people were listening yesterday just to prove a stupid point. Why do you need to prove your point to me, Brother B.O. and Auntie B? Why? Why do you have such a urge? Is it the same issue repeating itself in real time? Koala bears. What you do to yourself is the worst. Sad.
That's show and tell us more about you.
Time.
That is the truth. That's why I don't want to show
you. You didn't know I encountered you on Clubhouse. That's why you said that. That's that.
The woman.
Now it kind of blurring my memory is a little blurry, but from what I remember, what he was saying on Clubhouse when I encountered him, He's not a man. I remember it actually was him. It's not a married man. It's a single man, and it was in a room where they were repeating. In fact, it was actually a well balanced room. He was repeating the same talking points, and I'm like, damn, she's consistent. They can't help themselves. But he didn't realize I was there, and if he saw my comments, he didn't know it was Man of Prestige. He didn't know. That's the issue. And then you come here to lie. As a matter of fact, shout out to Akene. Akene, just if you're listening to this, I protected you because I've heard you somewhere else say that you were married to a nurse on another public platform. And I'm like, let me say it for him before he come and lie and not know that I've heard him say it before. I advocate for men. I do, not you. Sugarcoating issues for men or pandering to men is not advocating for men. That's hurting men because men don't have that kind of luxury. You don't. It's the reality. Okay? The only person, or it's not a person, that you can cry to is God. It's God, men, women, children. Cycle of life, like that. You can't cry wolf to women. It will get, whatever it is you're complaining about will get worse. It will get worse. Okay? Let me continue here really quickly. Hold on 1 second. Let me play this.
Why the fuck you lying? Why you always lying?
Anyway, I have Essay. Essay, what up? Essay, unmute your mic. Speak to me. Essay. It's
Hello?
Essay troll. Yeah, Essay,
Hello?
talk to me. Yeah, who's
Hello?
this?
Yeah, my name is Shay Kimberly, and
Shay, what's up, man?
I did.
I saw your comments. I was gonna review it today, but we might have to have another day for it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
What's
up?
Yeah, I'm good. Just to let you know, I'm based in Canada, and
Okay.
I think I responded to your conversation. I think there's some video, and I was trying to make sense of the video. You know, and I was trying to talk about what the system is and how the system
In Canada, right?
Yeah, in Canada.
Yeah.
I also made reference to the crime rate in the US and of course in Canada. You would agree with me. You might not agree with me because of course you were talking on the part of facts. I also believe in facts because we're men. Men, we ponder to emotions like women.
Right.
And very recently, about a month ago, I went to the US and I went to San Francisco, and the amount of sirens that were blaring was very scary to me. And that is one evidence.
You said the amount of what?
Sirens, police.
Oh, sirens. Okay, in San Francisco, yeah.
Blaring, yeah.
Okay, were you in the hood?
Pardon?
Were you in the hood?
I was within downtown San Francisco.
Gotcha.
I mean, that's it itself. And even when the Uber driver who picked me up at the airport gave me some experiences of theft and people, burglary and have you. And
Right.
I was in Oakland as well. And I went to Fruitville. I don't know
Oakland.
if you know Fruitville. Yeah, Fruitville. I went there, I came down and I saw a poster of about two people. Two girls actually pointed. One is 14, the other one is 15.
Uh-huh.
And they were kidnapped. They're in Fruitville. So, I mean, these are more evidences that crime has.
Right.
These are some evidences. So I don't really need to bring evidence. I also try to.
Oh, I think I remember what you're talking about because I said, because I asked you with respect to, like, what do you mean crime? With respect to what? I was asking you as compared to what? Because you said there's more crime in Canada and America, right?
Yes.
Right,
And
I
you
remember
said I
that.
should bring, maybe I'm giving assumptions. So I try to post it. So let's take it back. Let's backtrack. So let's focus on your topic today. Let's not deviate from the topic.
Right.
In as much as I'm not a red pillar, I don't believe in. I'm partly red pill, and I'm
You're partly red pill. Right. So first of all, before you continue, it's not a crime to be red pilled, right? It's about what do you do with it, like anything else, right?
So,
Absolutely.
So go ahead.
So I am partly red pill. I'm partly on the side of reasoning.
Reasoning, right.
Reasoning in the sense that, because I have my own share of experience, but I don't want to put it out on the public domain.
Sure, yeah.
So I believe there's something I believe in. I believe because over the weekend I was talking to one of my friends who is a therapist, and he was telling me, he said, "Do you know, Shay, that a lot of women nowadays, they just become very touchy. They don't tend to, every little thing they are triggered, easily triggered." I said, "Are you serious?" He said yes. He said he cancels a lot of women. I said, so I asked myself, I can see a justification for a red pillar. Why guys don't decide not to marry. Now let's come back to the topic of the day.
Right.
You see a woman who makes a whole lot of money.
Right.
I've tried to date a girl that is a nurse in quotes, and I couldn't just date her because I just saw what I saw from her was about her career. Her career was not starting off, and I'm like, no, me and this girl are not compatible. Because this society talks more about, it's centered about how much you're able to make versus how better you're able to bring a family. You understand? So it's a problem on its own. It's a very big problem. Other than the non-Western societies where family values are being withheld, they are supported, in the environment. There's nothing wrong with a woman being a career woman, but there's a thin line between being a career woman and being a housewife, which is very, very important.
Right. Now, let me ask you, who is that important to?
It's important to the family. When I mean the nuclear family, the man and the kids, because the cardinal responsibility of a woman is to nurture. Men cannot nurture. Men are not wired to nurture. No matter how you try to nurture, you cannot nurture.
So let's slow it down a little bit, okay? So because it's layers by layers, right?
Okay.
I have the same belief systems you have, but there's a problem when you're trying to sell something to people that don't value what you're selling to them. Okay. So if I'm married, I've been married 15 years, okay? Happily married.
Congratulations.
I've gone through my own issues, right? In fact, it's in the whole book. We sell those books here. We give those books away for free here, right? So I've had my own experience, which is why I can relate to all sides of these stories, right? So when you say it's important, when you say like this whole thing is important, you said it's important to everything else but the woman that we're talking about. Do you understand what I'm saying? If all these other things are important to everything else, you mentioned a thing that is not really a human being. You said nuclear family. You mentioned to the nuclear family, you said it in a different way, but you didn't say it to the woman. Do you see why we're having problems just like that fundamentally?
Okay. So yes, where the challenge is. The woman has a career, and I'm not saying do not, as a woman, do not, but know where to draw the line. Because you see, even the Bible, right, says there's what you call division of labor. There's the fact that the man is a provider. Okay, so I'll give you an example. I was counseling a lady.
Okay.
She was going through a very tough time.
Okay, and you're counseling as a friend or as a professional?
As a friend. I'm not a counselor.
Okay.
I just have experiences with marriage and and what have you. So she came, she was complaining, blah 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 blah. This, and I started asking her questions. I said, what exactly is the issue? And the underlying issue is that, number one, she wants to chase her career, which is good. And the man wants her availability in the other room. Don't let me say it because we're on YouTube.
That's fine.
Wants her availability in the other room. And I said, madam, you guys have to, you have to. There should be a compromise here.
There should be a compromise. Now she's married, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, she's married. With kids.
Yes,
okay,
with kids.
but somehow she's not. She's often not available for this man. But she's also a career woman. She's busy.
Yes, she's a career woman. She's a career woman. She has her own business.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, I don't know. Over time, the guy's sex drive just increased all of a sudden.
Suddenly, okay.
Yeah, all of a sudden, because she says, she had to talk to me now. What is happening? I said, look, your husband's other room activity increased. It's something you guys have to do.
He wants you, basically.
Absolutely. So for you to now say, okay, and I know you are trying to build a business, you're trying to build a career, you're trying to do some stuff, but you see, you cannot, you cannot pursue two rats. It's not possible. You have to either drop one and then ask, okay, what do you want me to do? Do you want me to see, look, this, I itemize all these things and put it to him. Have that conversation. And that is what is always happening. As a nurse, you do 24 hours round the clock.
Right.
As a nurse, you ponder. You see, the problem is I can't date ladies who are nurses. I cannot do it. It's a bad deal for me. I'm sorry. I might sound toxic.
No, you're good. So it's a bad deal for you, and you concluded this off of this situation and one other story and a few stories you've seen.
I'll tell you why. I'll explain to you why. Now, women, I said in the beginning, women are meant to nurture, are meant to love.
Right.
Now, as a woman, when you go to the hospital, you see things on a daily basis. All your nurturing, all your love, everything, all your juices, as it were, juices.
Right. You're giving it to the work.
So when you come back, you're already tired. I'm getting a half-baked version of you, or even 20% of you.
Right.
And that is going to and maybe I have a other room. My drive in the other room is very high. So at the end of the day, what happens? Now your career. So it's a struggle.
So there's a couple of things I want to do here. I like to address specific questions or a point of contention, right?
Okay.
Because as you know, life is complex.
Absolutely.
When you add another human being's life to it, you can multiply that to 10,000 times, right? Or even more, right? See, when you say, as men, here's what we need to understand. It's not about trying to strike a good deal up front. It's about learning how to respond to crisis when it does happen. Oftentimes, those crises will happen from a blind spot. So you can cover this base. You avoid RNs altogether. There's going to be a blind spot when you do marry a person. And the same issues at its core, it's the same issue will show up. It shows up inevitably for all of us. The way it's going to show up is that it's going to make you feel like you lost control as a man. Right? How you respond to that is your test of life. Okay.
Absolutely.
Now, if you happen to have the population of majority of people coming to Yankee or Canada in a certain profession, you're going to see more of them in when people are generalizing, meaning RNs are just everywhere. Majority of people that come to Yankee, if they're looking for something quick to start making 6-figure or something close, they go for RN. Right? So it only makes sense that there's a correlation. Correlation is not necessarily causation. Do you understand that, right? Just because there's a correlation between RNs and divorces are everywhere. Particularly because people, not just men and women, they lack game. Everybody is competing with themselves. So for example, case in point, I want Kerewa in the other room. The way we were raised is supposed to be duty and responsibility. The truth is that you hate Kerewa, that's duty and responsibility. The one that she just lie down there and just come and take it. You don't like that. You want her to be engaged in it, don't you?
Absolutely, 100%. Yeah.
So now, if we now say if a woman doesn't want to do it and she's saying she's busy, she's all that, right? The angle as a seductress, I know it's kind of weird to call a man a seductress. Well, you have to be that if your woman is going to go to work and work so hard and stressed out. You're going to have to pay a little bit more attention to your own, beyond just your own need. You want your own need to be satisfied, you have to become a farmer. See, I'm not talking about wicked women now. I'm talking about women in general. What you sow is what you will reap. You will sow. Okay. So what you sow I'll make this one last point. I'll let you go. But just one last point, right? When women, you said nurturing, okay? But at the end of the day, it's a result of them receiving, multiplying, and reciprocating. That has to be sourced from somewhere. It's God, men, women, children. Then the cycle continues.
Exactly.
She cannot give what she does. Women don't create nothing. All of this, they are all in your sack.
Exactly.
They multiply. So if she's coming up with a result, you as a husband, you have to pay attention to that, like without judging yourself, without calling it you're blaming yourself or your. This is not about judging it. It's about looking for your leverage point. What can I do better? How can I sow better seed so I can reap better? Those are the questions that should be coming up.
Absolutely, I agree. But you see, thank you very much. And I agree with some points that you've made. I would say I agree with maybe 80% of your points. But there are some points I need to, bring up here.
Sure. Please feel free.
The challenge with a woman is that women are very emotional. And most times they are attached to their careers. Their kind of attachment they put to their careers is so much. They do not know how to distinguish between their career and family sometimes.
Why do you think that is?
I think it's because is they tend to make a strong connection between their work and they make a strong connection between their work and their family. Somehow there's this strong bond they have with their work, especially when so I'll tell you a story. I once dated a psychologist, and the psychologist
was he psychoanalyzing you?
Man, my brother over psycho. I said, man. So I was like, I couldn't. Everything high, even when we're even doing Krewa in the second room, she was talking about her work to me. I'm like, what? We're supposed to be talking about having a good time here, but 95% of the time we're talking about her work, and I had to be, talking about her work to her. I couldn't. There was nothing I couldn't.
Trigger alert, Shay. Trigger alert, right? And I promise you, I'm looking for your power here in this situation. That's all I'm looking for. Okay, it's not about it's always your fault. It's not always your fault. Okay, if it has to be somebody's fault, it's always the fault of whoever is complaining on Men of Prestige, because I need to find where what I'm looking for actively is your point of leverage, the only part you can control. Okay, if you are in the room and you're about to do kerewa with a woman, you're about to have sex with your lady, right? And all she's talking about is work, Baba, that's a reading the room issue. That's you. In fact, let's say I'm even wrong, right? If all she wants to talk about is work, okay, this is the part the lame ones will call pandering, right? If all she wants to do is talk about work, I say, what's going on at work? Let's so engage. That career what you're looking for will be a lot more better if she feels heard. When a woman feels heard, it's not about I've been talking for 2 months. No, I don't care if you've been talking for 3 years. If she doesn't feel heard, she doesn't feel heard. I'm sorry. Okay? I'm sorry. It's not necessarily your fault. It doesn't have to be your fault. It could be a problem from her childhood. Maybe somebody messed with her, and she just can't. It doesn't have to be your fault. I'm just telling you the reality. If a woman feels heard, you can penetrate everything. Absolutely. Literally, physically, emotionally, you can penetrate everything. Now, if you have Konji is a bastard. I understand. Like, I don't want to talk about that nonsense right now. But this is the test. This is the work. right? This is why it pays off when you know how to do it properly. This is why the ones that don't want to figure it out will continue to collect wutu, because there's no way around it, and it gets worse. The more we complain as men, it just gets worse. Have you ever tried to talk a woman to having Kiriwa and she doesn't want to? How did that work out for you?
I left her new. You think concern me?
I don't blame you. It could have been the correct thing you needed to do. Being able to walk away and mean it is your best position for negotiation anyway. Right? That's the best position for negotiation. It doesn't have to be a permanent decision. It could be a permanent decision. But you demonstrate self-respect. You demonstrate self-worth. Right? And if she belongs there, she will find her way there.
What I was trying to say is that the thing about women basically too is that, you see, our families is that I feel that families should strike a deal. You know, if your wife is, you can say for X number of years, we want to work, we want to do this. Okay, you're going to do this work and you're going to retire. You must have a plan, because you don't forget about the Kerewa thing. Kerewa is
is the smallest part of it. I get you.
Exactly. But being there for the husband and for the kids, because I don't lie you. In nursing work, some of them they do close to 80 hours a week sometimes.
Yeah, there's nothing good that can come out of that, right? Nothing good can come out of that, obviously.
Exactly.
And,
so you need to strike a deal, as in, okay, how long do you think I can do this work for? Okay, baby, let me do this work for 10 years. You put in 10 years, and then you have a plan to say, okay, the kids from maybe 8-7, because 8-7, your kids are becoming there's a formation, is the formation years.
Yeah.
They start growing, they start picking up attitudes, and then from there you need somebody to watch over their shoulders.
Yeah.
So now say, okay, this man, okay, your work, okay, or we are going to do a business, or we're going to go into real estate or something. There must be something, because man, I won't lie to you, it's not just.
So one of the biggest problems, Shay, is that you young men are falling for the equality nonsense. Okay, what you're asking for, you have to lead in it.
Absolutely.
It's not the absence of partnership. You're still partnering. It's a default. Partnership is a default. Leadership is not a default. Okay. Women will all the time ask you for the equality brouhaha nonsense. What they're asking for is equity, and they should ask for it. And we're coming from a history where they deserve to be asking for it. But that same woman will ask you to lead. She won't ask you in words. She will just call you names for not being a man if you don't know how to be a man. You feel what I'm saying? And guess who you have to blame for that? If you have to blame anybody for that, yourself. Okay? Because again, even this conversation, I appreciate this conversation, and I want us to keep having these conversations, but between men. But when you are negotiating with a woman on what, no, it's supposed to be leader, it's not supposed to be leader, it sounds like you need to be convinced. And she's not supposed to be the one to teach you that. Okay? And women follow regardless. It's just a natural thing, unless there's nothing worth following. That's just the way it works. I agree with you that there should be some kind of balance, some kind of agreement, some kind of how we're going to do this. I know you're a nurse. I know we need this money. You're working over hours and stuff like that, right? But it's a vision. A leader needs to come to the table with that vision, and he needs to be able to present it properly. You need to sell it, not by overselling it with your mouth. It's about leading as an example, right? Babe, why are you working so hard? Babe, why are you working so hard? Like, Jesus, I don't want you to work that hard. I need this money. You need this money for what? If you look at this thing on the screen right now, the basic needs of human beings: certainty, variety, significance, connection, growth, contribution. One or two or three of this is the reason why she's working so hard. It's not the money. One of the places where we lose it is we think it's about money. Women just love money. No, it's because money does bring certain level of certainty, security to a woman. That's number one. We call it financial security, right? So if you're not able to provide that certainty, security, let's say you know, they've been shaming us since yesterday. They said we drive Uber, which I don't see anything wrong with, but oh well. Right? You drive Uber, right? If you're driving Uber and on a measure of money, financial, right, you're not meeting up. That's a temporary thing. It doesn't have to be a permanent thing, right? Women know that's a temporary thing when it's a temporary thing. She knows, right? If she's a good woman that you married, a man that you married, she will adjust, especially if you're able to take care of a few other things here. Things like connection, things like she feels validated, she feels heard. You're able to penetrate. Women don't understand that our sex drive goes through the roof, even when we're broke. This is how we relieve stress.
That's true.
Right? Yeah. But if that number one is lacking, if she doesn't feel secure with you, she no won't do more. And your conji right now is through the roof. That's chaotic. That's chaos. And if you, and naturally as a normal human being, as a man, but still as a human being, you might overreact to that. When you overreact to that, it gets worse. Sometimes the way you react to that is like a little subtle. She could tell you're caught up in your feelings. You're moody in the house. And then in the evening, you are ready to do some kerewa. And she can't get it out of her mind that you were acting like a bitch earlier. Okay. You know, so that I'm asking, it's almost like I'm asking men to become women, and I don't want you to become that. I just want you to be aware. All I ask for is self-awareness. And that's
great. Because when I listen to your series, I'm like, you know what? And that's one thing my colleague was telling me, you know, my therapist, like, they want everybody to just be a robot. You understand? Just, you know, I'm like, for me,
it's a lot.
Let me just tell you something. I did that for 11 years. I was married for 11 years. No kids, you know, and, you know, a lot of things I was trying to push, you know, but later I now said, you know what, I think I've had enough, because I looked at myself. I was hurting.
You lost yourself.
Yeah, I became sick. And I was like, hey, look, I'm the one trying to have kids in this family, in this marriage. It's not supposed to be so. You know, as Africans, I was married to an African woman, of course, a Nigerian woman, and my thought process was that she's the one that's supposed to be bothering me, but I'm the one bothering. I'm like, no, man, hell no, I'm not doing this again. I just said, man, look, I just took my load one day, and you know, something happened. I just took my load, and that was it. And I said, look, I'm not doing this. You know, so you know, you mentioned something, and you said something about partnership and leading. Yeah. You know, the word partnership sometimes is sometimes loosely used.
Yeah.
Loosely used is because I see it as a business transaction. It's more like a business, my partner. No, it's like business. Because what my own Bible tells me is that I am the leader, I am supposed to lead. I am not supposed to. So, but each time people use that word partner, so I get confused when people say partnership, you are supposed to lead. How do I lead as a partner?
Both sides are typically wrong in this particular topic. Both sides, you know, and wrong in not on paper necessarily, but you have to look at long-term effect of some of these talking points, right? When a woman comes to you and say, "Me, I don't do leadership, I do partnership." If you're a true leader, you don't overreact to that. You just smile. By the way, you're actively leading in real time in that point, at that moment in time. You're demonstrating leadership in that point in time, right? Just by, you know, okay, you can have that. Talk is cheap. It's about who is leading the conversation. If you have to say anything, let's say you really find that interesting, like ask her, what do you mean? Right?
I'll tell you something. I went on like a game stuff. I went for a game stuff, and there was this girl. I told her in the game, the person was able, but I would like to go out with her, blah blah blah. So something came up, a question came up that will I do this, blah blah blah. So and I responded, and I said, that if you are not willing to follow my lead, then forget about it. could you know that the countenance of that girl changed drastically?
Yes, now.
In fact, she now met me at another party again. She didn't greet me. She just gave me a high five from a distance. And that was it.
That's some ghosting, bro. That's real. Yeah, the issue. Listen, she could have her own problems, right?
Yeah.
Like, come on, a normal healthy person should not be overreacting to everything, too, right?
Absolutely.
But as always, I want to talk to you, right?
Yeah.
We don't use our words like that. Okay. If there's something to follow, women naturally follow. If you have to ask for it, either we're talking about leadership or respect or trust or submission, if you have to use your words, it's already in the bottle. Okay. It tells me you already feeling some type of way as a man. It's not, and it doesn't have to be anybody's fault. You just say, hey, we're not vibing. That's what we call it. Like, you know, she's not following my lead. Relax. You might just chill without saying those words, that phrase.
Yeah,
she might just relax. You might just have been.
I was not actually. I was not into her.
You were not into her.
No, I was not into her. I just said it. I just threw the word.
And that's fine. That could be part of the game. I'll just like, let me say something to get rid of this one, Jerry. You know, I don't have time for wahala.
But I dig your what you're saying. You don't say it straight to their face.
No, it's not necessary.
Yeah,
not necessary. Action speak louder than words, right?
Right.
You might just find 2 hours later that you had overreacted, but by shutting up long enough, you are able to say, like, oh, I was overreacting. She just didn't get to the phone. She didn't see a text message, or she was trying to say something and misunderstood her. You are a man. You're a human being. You deserve soft life too. You don't know everything. You don't have all the answers. So patience is really a superpower when you're able to use patience in your favor. Yes, sir. Listen, I want to appreciate you for coming up, because this conversation is a big deal. We need this. We need to have more of this kind of conversation. You can see from another angle. I can see from another angle. Listen, I've been out of the game for a minute. I don't know shit. You will tell me something, I will take it. I might not even admit to your face, but I'll probably adjust with my experience and say, you know what, this is what you could have done better. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
But I'm not getting married though. I'm a red pill with.
If you're not getting married, I think you should stay unmarried. Literally.
Yeah,
if you don't feel safe, if you're interpreting the idea of marriage as is a bad deal for me, you should stay literally unmarried. Because it's work. It's gonna work.
It's not. I'm even scared because like I was talking to a therapist over the weekend. Yeah, apparently he's an Igbo boy. He went to do prenup. He was doing prenup, like, man. He was telling me that he had invested a lot in the prenup. That the girl is man looking at the prenup like, wow.
He shouldn't be getting married. Prenup is good, but I like it when we have to kind of like force you to, like, hey, you have a lot of assets to protect. Do the prenup. You're so much in love, we have to kind of like talk you into doing it. But when you are forcing, when you are forceful on the other side, and it's like
it's not forceful on the other side. It's not being forceful, but it's pushing it to the wife to be that.
It should be a natural conversation. Yeah, it should be a natural conversation. If it's not a natural conversation, you're scared. That fear is probably bigger than how much the prenup can protect you. You're a lover boy, precisely. And prenup cannot protect lover boys, because you will still protect your money, you're still hurt. And you will hurt other people in the streets.
Yeah, because it has to do with emotions, right?
It's beyond the money.
Because kids will be involved at some point.
Yes, exactly.
That's why I said get married. Kids, I want to get kids. I want to have kids, but marriage, no. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that.
Take your time, right? Take your time. You make sure you work on yourself as a human being. If you don't work on yourself, the rest of it, marriage, in your relationship, all of it is useless. It's useless stuff.
Absolutely.
Work on yourself. When you are in that space, you will know. When you find that girl that makes you feel safe enough to pull the trigger, because at the heart of it, if you're a red pill, you're a lover boy. Irolo and dear, you're a lover boy. When you find that one, you will know. But make sure you work on yourself.
I don't think those guys are going to get married. Those guys.
Which one? They shouldn't. They shouldn't.
I don't think they're going to get
They
married.
shouldn't. You and I, you said you still want kids. You have a daughter. You need to protect your daughters. Because your emotions will be provoked if somebody tampers with your daughter with a stupid red pill talking point online. Because you're human like the rest of us.
And that's why I've said, I'm not be red pill.
Yeah, no, I understand you. Yeah, I don't want you to label yourself red pill either.
I'm not full red pill.
Because you question some stuff like these ones are mad. I'm not really this mad.
Because they say they don't want to have kids. Some say even they want to remove their sperm, maybe their
vasectomy at 22.
I mean, no. That's too much.
It's not that deep.
No. How about no. Me, I want to have kids. Even though it's one, just to have kids, okay.
Yeah.
And then I move on with my life. At least I want to create a legacy. Even though it's one kid, fine. Yeah. That's okay. Yeah.
Listen, keep an open mind, bro. Keep an open mind. Don't use words like I would never, I always. We don't. We try not to. Because it's a way to tell me you're caught up in your emotions. If you say I never, that's a man that's caught up in his emotions. We have standards, we have values, yes, we do, but we also understand we're humans.
Absolutely.
We like, even if we're not capable of falling in love with a girl, we like the idea of a girl falling in love with us.
Absolutely.
It's sweet. It's a form of validation.
Exactly.
So just keep an open mind. When you keep an open mind, it shows up. It shows in your outlook on life. It shows in the way you move when you're on a date. They know it's not that deep for you.
Absolutely.
And if she belongs there, there's certain things she would do. Because if she has game, and she should have game too, and women should have game too, there are things that she would do to you that I will have to now tell you. You want to put everything at stake. Put a prenup together. I know you're in love, but put a prenup together. I will now be the one to tell you, because now you are so in love and you are just ready to pull the plug. I'll tell you slow down too, right? Because no extreme is good. And most
Nigerian girls, once you tell them prenup, they'll run away. I've heard a lot of stories.
That's because you're talking about it. If she knows how you move and she sees that you're a guy who protect your assets and stuff like that, it's come up in talking points a few times. Prenup is just a normal part of life. If there's value there, she's not running away. If there's a way on your head, if you say prenup, she's not running away. That's why you should focus on your own value. Right? The conversation will come as, babe, we're getting married. We got to protect ourselves. Prenup, you want to get a lawyer or something so you can protect yourself too. That's the conversation. Prenup is not one-sided. You protect the other side too, right? It's just an agreement as we're moving into a life that we don't know what the hell we're doing, because you won't know what you're doing when you're going to marriage. You will have to experience it first. You know what I'm saying? So keep an open mind, bro. If you feel the way you feel today, it's perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with that, right? But we got to keep an open mind always, because your blessings, the greatest things in life, come from living a life of faith. You understand you will never see everything. The idea of red pill is the idea that I should know everything up front. There's no such thing.
Exactly.
It doesn't exist. You're missing out on life, effectively. Because people will come into your life, now they have a label of RN on their head, and they are showing the right behavior, but you've lost it because RNs, right? And then once you're in that space of emotion, you're not able to lead, and everything will align. You will attract what you fear the most. You know, so just keep an open mind. Be interested in learning more about people. If people push back from a different angle, be interested in where they're coming from.
I've dated. You know? I've seen some very, very funny behaviors. Honestly, I won't lie to you.
I know. I feel you. Listen, I agree that the dating scene is successful. I agree with that part. But we can't blame one side for that. We just can't. I won't let that.
No, I'm not blaming one side for that. But it's just that, you know, the fickleness of the other party, you know, it's just too much. You know, it's too.
Yeah, because you're on this side, so you're on the receiving end. It feels that way. So now you have to expand your mind. Like it's got to be something.
Yeah, I try. Like I try to engage, and I notice that women generally, they want me to be chasing them. And I pursue. I don't chase.
Pursue. Yeah, you should be pursuing, not chasing. Yeah. But a lot of the energy in your pursuit should be the value you bring to the table. Just learning how to have a conversation without, and it's natural for you to also. It shows in your vibe. If you've had certain types of experience in the past that's not really favorable, it has a tendency of showing in the way you carry yourself. So you just want to be on the lookout and be aware of that, because they can smell it. We all can smell it. We all can smell. We have incredible radar for bullshit. We can smell it, right? So you just want to be aware of that. If you're aware of that hey, I've had certain experience, awareness. I might be looking at all women a certain way, right? But women are beautiful. They multiply everything. They are what they are. We can't change them to men, right? I was listening to something earlier. I think somebody said men, women. How did they say it? It was on this TVC show, right? But the point is that men or women are different, right? But that's a social construct too, to a large extent. So it's changing. We're having men looking for fairness. It's working against men. There's no fairness. Obiri is not your mate. You're not the same thing. She can't do fairness. She needs to feel safe and secure and loved. When she does that, she will multiply it. She's not giving you the same thing back. She will multiply and reciprocate. I'm not talking about wicked women. They exist too. That's not what we're talking about here. We're talking about normal women. Yes, some of them are listening to the wrong YouTube channels where everything is about narcissism. Everything is about boundaries. Everything. And before they go on a date, they can't wait to be sniffing you if you're a narcissist. That can throw you off a little bit. To maintain your cool, maintain your frame. The only thing that matters is, do you want her? If she has some value, like just a normal girl, and you want her. If you want her, keep engaging the conversation. Once she feels safe and secure, she will stop yarning nonsense about equality. She doesn't want equality. She wants a man. I'm not saying that you should put everything at stake to be pursuing whatever you want to call it, or chasing after. No, I'm saying if that's what's available to you and she's vibing with you and she's talking yarning nonsense about feminism, let her do her thing. It's not a big deal. You are the man at the end of the day. She will follow your lead without asking for it. If you have to ask for it, you should probably entertain options. You should probably exercise options. Obviously without committing to that person, right? Exercise your options. Don't get stuck on something that you already feel like you're being abused in a situation. Don't get stuck on that. It's not worth it, because you will collect yourself for doing that, because she can't value you. She can't respect you if you lack self-respect. She just doesn't know how to. It's not her fault. It's not your fault either. It's just the reality. If you lack self-respect, meaning a situation is not palatable for you, but you stay there, she will have to mimic the way you see yourself. And a lot of it is emotions, vibes, how you move. A lot of it is, it's not necessarily what you say, which is why always say less. Ask quality questions, open-ended questions. Let her feel safer and safer. Let her talk more. That way, instead of the talking more, right? Avoid questions like, what do you bring to the table? That's a stupid question. Every day of the week, forever.
It has to be about family, possibly career at some point.
Yeah, you can have conversation around that.
Even indirectly answering that question, you will know what she brings to the table.
You will know now. You're not a dummy. You're a smart Yoruba guy, Yoruba demon. You will know. I beg, you will know. They will tell you, unless you're not paying attention, unless you're moving with your small head. Because,
you're thinking with the head.
You're thinking with the small head. But if you know that you have options, if you have self-confidence, which is the sexiest thing alive, every woman want to be a part of that. But if you overreact to equality talking point, there's nothing wrong with equality. That's not what I'm saying here, because there's a lame woman that will hear that the other wrong way too now, right? It's not a big deal. It's a talking point. People have talking points, right? I'm even almost getting to a point where I'm even telling women, like, if he's talking red pill stuff and you like him, his balls are yours. You need game. You too, you need game as a woman.
Yeah.
Because it's going viral.
As a woman, and women, they like to be they are kind of manipulative. So you can even use that to manipulate the guy and even, so.
Yeah, you can use it. It's seduction. And everybody needs that game. You need the game. You need to understand that humans are humans. They have patterns. You can observe them long enough to say, hey, I like this guy. I know this is what they like. You use it to serve them.
What I think you are saying is that, in summary, is that be agreeable to action.
Not like a doormat, Sha, because women can't respect agreeable man. You don't want to be a doormat.
No. On that point, on the point of conversation of feminism and all those, be agreeable, but with your thinking, with your senses, your thinking.
I guess I'm pushing against agreeable because you don't necessarily have to agree to anything or pretend like you agree to anything. You can just be interested in the conversation. Right? Those are two different things. I don't want you to lie because remember we have incredible radar for bullshit. If you're lying, they will sniff you out. They'll be able to tell in other ways if it's not really who you are. But you can coach yourself to build rapport, to be interested in other people's perspectives. That's a good skill to have, not just in romance, but in life in general, right? And you will see a woman will respect that, and there's nothing to sniff out because she's feeling safe and secure, and she's resting, quote unquote, in her femininity. And that's what the modern men badly crave for, but they are creating masculine women. Literally, masculine women don't fall out of the skies. We create them. If they don't feel safe and secure around you, they have to protect themselves. It's just what it is. Okay, and that's what it looks like masculine on the surface. That doesn't mean that in the grand scheme of things, there's not an increased height of what we might consider masculinity. But I'm saying if it's across the board, then it is what it is. Those are the cards you are dealt. Are you able to work with it? Because if you can't work with it, that's incompetency. I have to call it what it is. Because you're not going to transfer yourself back to 1960. It's not going to work. The modern women you have today is what is the cards you're dealt with. And if you have congee, if you have to be loud about how much of a mid-gal you are, you're lying. God will protect our children, because if somebody who claims to be a mid-gal, if they end up in a corner with somebody's daughter, that's a bad scene, They're all liars. That's why they're so loud. So yeah, thank you so much, man. Feel free, listen, you're welcome here anytime. Feel free to come up anytime. Today, I'm not going to convince you just enough today. There are going to be more and more stuff. Let's talk about it, okay?
Absolutely.
All right, bro.
Thank you so much.
No
Thanks.
problem.
You have a great day. Bye.
Take care. Yeah. Now, let's come and dance. Let's finish this session with dancing. Are we done listening to KOALA Bear? If you want to go and listen to the KOALA Bear on the other side, on TB's platform, he talked a little bit more, but he was basically throwing his wife under the bus, okay, in order to make a stupid point, a point that wasn't going to be made anyway. So that didn't work. But let me go ahead and let's dance a little bit. Sorry, I didn't want to interrupt such a good conversation with Shay. Shout out to Shay. Ola Chop Noku. I love how intelligent men rub minds together. Rooting for you, Shay. That's awesome. Wait. And then we have, thank you, Chinye. Thank you. I appreciate that, Chinye. We have Tima's $50. Why now? She said, thank you, Ola, for your rubbing mind with Shei. Oh, that's awesome. Did we melt hearts today? Did we do that? Yeah. Shout out to Shei. So now, quick shout out to all the lame men who were hanging out in the chat while we were having grown men conversations. Sorry, but let me do the last one. Shout out to Obiajulu. Shout out to you, Obiajulu. Thank you so much for the 11. What is this? 11 euro or 11 pounds? I can't see that well. Thank you so much. Thank you. Let's dance one more time. Where is it? Where's this guy? Yeah, that was awesome. This is awesome. So I was trying to do 2 hours. Life with Natu, what happened to you? She said bromance. There's nothing wrong with a little bromance.
Wala, Nigeria.
There's nothing wrong with a little bromance. That was awesome. But yeah, these are the conversations we need to have. There is solution. The bottom line here is that we have to lead. No, we don't have to lead. There has to be a leader. You choose who the leader is going to be. Ladies, you can lead if you want to. I don't think it's sustainable because of our social construct, because you will end up with a void. You'll be looking for a leader. Typically you will. Okay, this has nothing to do with partnership. It's parallels. By default, there's partnership regardless. You're collaborating with the person to do life. There is partnership. They're not relevant. Okay, they're not relevant. All right, so thank you so much. Let me see. Live when I said PK was switching airports today again. That's awesome. Shout out to PK. I think you're talking about Pastor Kingsley, right? Shout out to him. But yeah, thank you so much for the donations. Thank you so much for everybody who came here. All 70 of you, 70 people engaging today. This was clearly, you guys really wanted to know who Koala Bear is. It's not really a person, it's persons. Okay, it's persons. Okay, and we need to. They are going viral, so we need to kind of engage them. We need to continue to have the conversation. Okay, whatever they were doing that's making them come out so badly to complain or to throw their wives under the bus directly or indirectly, putting their families at harm's way just to make a stupid point, it's not working. Okay, so I can't wait to hear what Auntie B has in store in terms of hearing the other side of the story. You think you're the only one that's curious? I'm curious too. I'm curious. I would like to know what came out on the other hand, you know. So I would like to see what that story looks like. I'm interested. Okay, so it's not about me being proven right. I don't care about that. It's about learning more about what went wrong in that situation, because more and more people are going to find themselves within that space of crisis, and they might need to protect themselves from themselves, particularly, mostly from themselves, man or woman, it doesn't matter. They need to protect themselves from themselves, because when you find yourself in a position where you're being triggered, you need to protect yourself from yourself, because if you overreact or act or react the wrong way, you will hurt yourself, and you might hurt other people in that process, aka your kids. So we women want to be leader. Nah, you don't. Remember, we hear you, but we don't believe you. Okay. How do I know that you don't want to believe? This is what you do with feminine men who believes that.
Hey!
Yo, with me, nigga. What's wrong with you, nigga?
Come on, where my glasses?
Get off of me before I drop your goofy ass again. Now beat that, bitch ass nigga. Pay for this shit. Hurry up.
No,
pay for that shit and hurry up before I drop your ass again. Touch me, then I'm gonna drop
stop
you.
video for they help me. You got my key.
Somebody help you.
No, help you.
That's what it looks like when women are leading a weak man. Okay. Now, obviously, somebody's going to say, but there are other aspects. It depends on what part of the house. In the kitchen, I lead. In the finances, I lead. What if you are the one who is the smartest in the finances? You are lying. You are lying. That's not what you mean.
Why the fuck you lying?
It's a lie. Those are not the issues. Okay? It's power struggle, power tussling. But I agree. When a man doesn't know his position, it's very likely that this will happen.
Oh, beauty.
Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen of Prestige. I appreciate you all. Thank you. I appreciate you. Natu, we miss you. But Miss D-Law, we miss D-Law. She came late, so I'm sure she's watching the replay. But I'm done today. We did 4 hours exactly. I'm working on a 30 days boot camp for everyone, okay, that you need to attend. The 30 days boot camp is free, okay? You join, you go all the way through 30 days, okay? You owe it to yourself, okay? It's good for people looking to date. You're still looking to attract the right partner. It's good for people in a relationship. It's good for people in a marriage, okay? And it's good for people that are gone through divorce and they're looking to go through the cycle in a better and healthier way. They're looking to attract the right partner. It's good for anyone at any point of that phase. It's a 30-day that will literally go through the progression, 5 to 10 minutes you spend with me per day in going through this boot camp. So be on the lookout for that, okay? It's going to be awesome. It's going to be awesome. You're going to find a lot of value in it, okay? A lot of value in it. So thank you so much. I appreciate everyone here. I appreciate you. Thank you, Obiajilu. I appreciate you. Sunshine, you are back there, eh? Good to see you, Sunshine. I appreciate you. All right. Now, hopefully, you've been enlightened today and educated. I'll see you on the next one. That was awesome. I'm waiting for the right video to cue in. Peace.
Your love that I've been missing. I miss all your hugs, your touching and kissing. Make love on the floor, the couch in the kitchen. One love enough, we done enough.